We're live on YouTube now. Fantastic. All right. Gonna be a great time. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm the girlfriend of the account.
The girlfriend of the account.
Yeah,
What?
it's my boyfriend's account.
Oh, okay. Okay. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. What year were you born?
Oh 07.
Fan- Fantastic. Do you like Donald Trump?
Um, I'd say probably not because I've donated to you so many times.
Oh, well, thank you.
You
I
know,
I appreciate you a lot. That actually means the world to me.
I also just wanted to let you know that I went to the I debated somebody today. I'm also like I do debate as well. But I debated somebody today, and they were telling me that the war was staged, and that they they were literally
We've
telling me that the war was staged.
we've reached new lows.
Yeah,
We've reached new lows.
and
Truly.
I pulled a Dean, and I whipped out my tinfoil hat, and I just had to let you know that.
Well, it's what you have to do. I've not heard. You know what? I'm going to tell people this. I'm now on the lookout for this. That is crazy. I appreciate you being so supportive. It means the world. I'll cycle up a few Trump supporters here, but I really appreciate your support. I'll check out your debate sometime.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. You're welcome. Be safe.
You too. Bye.
Yo, W's in the chat for Dean Likes Park. It is the name of the account. Huge dubs. Huge dubs. All right. If you're staged is crazy. Hello on YouTube. Alex, hello. If you're a Trump supporter, you can let me know. I'm only looking for Trump supporters right now. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Another day, another dollar. What's up?
Um, yeah, so I think Trump. See, I think this propaganda that Trump is the worst president ever. It actually comes from liberal propaganda, because Trump was a Democratic darling when he was financing politicians like Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton Foundation. When he was with Jesse Jackson with the Rainbow Coalition, when he was trying to run for a president, Donald Trump was one of his backers, of one of the first people that was a black man that was trying to run for president. So all of a sudden he switched the other side, right? Because you guys get indulged in, I call it political gangbanging, right? So as soon as you switch sides, then you're the enemy all of a sudden. Now he's a smotsy. Now he's the second coming of the Gestapo, and he's using ICE to enact Gestapo-like tactics. This is ideological subversion and liberal propaganda.
Okay. Well, a couple things here, working backwards. Number one, a lot of the things we're hearing like about Donald Trump are less about who he is as a person and more about like what we're seeing in the United States. It's the largest expansion of executive authority in modern American history. ICE is a good example. They are consistently violating court orders. They're running around our communities with the federal government, frankly, attacking citizens of blue states, attacking states in a way that I don't think we've seen since, the civil rights era, really. But I mean, that's obviously like a different conversation. The point being is that, like, I think in terms of who Donald Trump is and how people talk about him like a wannabe dictator, I think his actions are clear as day around that. To your first point, yeah, I think he changed as a human being. I think he changed what he wanted. I think he is somebody who's probably always been a narcissist and probably only has ever cared about himself. But I think it became clear to Trump that he could live the rest of his life out on a golf course if he wanted to, but that's not what he wanted. He wanted ultimately power, and he wanted that's it. I think he cares most about power and some about, continuing to enrich himself like
He's
he
a
can I
he's a
finish?
closet liberal.
Like he has done so consistently, gained power and enriched himself in this term. So yeah, I think that like he's not the same person he was 15 years ago. He's not the same person he was 20 years ago. I think the same about people in the Trump administration who were in the Obama administration. I think those people are radically different people. I think they sold all of their morals and their values and changed as human beings. I mean, people change. I'm not really, I don't think it has, I think it has less to do with, oh, Donald Trump signed on to the enemy and people started hating him, and more to do with he went from being a movie star that like, you know, didn't have influential power over all of our lives to being president of the United States, which has a lot of power over our lives and making bad decisions. So people tend to hate you more when you do that. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with like this like warfare of people switching sides.
Oh yeah, that's literally a lie. Because Trump was who he was before he ran, and he's who he is after he
So
ran.
he's
This is not.
do you
This
think
is
Donald?
not a guy.
Do you
Wait,
think?
hold on. Let me just say this part. He's not like Obama, where he came out of left field, out of nowhere, right? And people just found out about him 2 years before he ran for president. Trump has been a media darling in the mainstream media for the last 20 years. So everybody knew who he was prior to him. So he hasn't changed. He just found the strategic move because he knew he wasn't going to win running on the Democrat, right? So he had to run on the Republican, but he's still a closet liberal. So the only reason why you hate him is because he ran on the Republican ticket. That's it.
I hate it. I hate him because
And
I hate him because of the actions that he takes. I mean, for example, he tried to overthrow an election he didn't win with evidence he didn't win it. To be frank with you, I'm 24, which means I was born in 2002. I had no fucking idea who Donald Trump was when I was 14 and I watched, hold on, can I finish? Can I please finish? I had no fucking idea who he was when he came down the stupid escalator and I was 14, but I watched a man who lied so consistently and outrageously, I knew something was very wrong. And then I watched him try to overthrow an election he didn't win with evidence he didn't win it. I've seen him enrich himself by selling pardons to the highest bidders and selling phones and shoes and Bibles and scamming Americans out of money. And I'm seeing like a two-tier justice system where Donald Trump and all the people around him are shielded from justice. And, you know, people like me are still, you know, have to follow the law. So like, again, this notion, this general just like made up theory in your head, like maybe you love Donald Trump and then you thought other people loved Donald Trump, but like, I didn't even fucking know who Donald Trump was. And maybe some people did like Trump, and then he started making political decisions that they didn't like him. It's much easier to be likable when you run a TV show as opposed to making really important decisions for the country.
Okay, so let me tell you why I think you're wrong, right? So I can play videos right now of Democrats like Hillary Clinton, Chuck Schumer, Obama, right, saying the same stuff that Trump is saying about immigration. But
No,
the
you
difference
can't.
is it's coming. Hold on.
You can't do
But
that.
the
It's a lie.
I can.
No, you can't.
Oh,
Because what you're gonna pull
you
up.
don't want to do
No,
this.
no, no, no.
You don't wanna
I do
this.
because what I
Are you
already
sure you want to do this?
I do because I already know what you're gonna pull up. Like, I'm not going to do this, right? I already know what videos you're going to pull up. You're going to pull up Barack Obama being like, you know, illegal immigration is bad. Yeah, no shit. That's not what Donald Trump is saying. Barack Obama getting on a stage and saying saying criminals, not families. You know,
That's not what he said.
He did. There's an entire speech. Criminals,
Your
not
liberals
hold on.
claiming.
Criminal,
Exactly.
criminals, not families. And I don't even know what the next part was. And then him, you know, enacting an immigration policy that focuses within 100 miles of the border, and you know is not focused on inter-America because you know you don't want to deport families. And like the idea that these individuals have the same rhetoric is absurd. Donald Trump says that immigrants are poisoning the blood of the country. That's rhetoric straight out of 1940.
He said undocumented. He didn't say.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. That's rhetoric straight out of 1940s Germany. To act like that rhetoric
Wow.
it's true. Are you kidding me?
Now you lost your shit.
No, wait. Poisoning the blood of the country. When have you ever heard that before? Because I know somebody who said that a lot. It was a guy in Germany who was talking about Jewish people. That's exactly what he said. He said he said, quote, they're poisoning the blood of this country. What are you talking about? The rhetoric. Hold on. Donald Trump.
Not talking about all.
Donald Trump this week sent out let me ask you this. Donald Trump this week sent out a True Social about Robert Mueller, a man who investigated him investigated him for during in relating to impeachment stuff, and said he died. Robert Mueller died. And Donald Trump said, quote, good, I'm glad he's dead. Is that a True Social you support from the President of the United States? It's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. Donald Trump sent out True Social and said, Robert Mueller is dead. Quote, good.
Well, I disagree with that.
Okay, you disagree with that. Does that rhetoric, does a post from the president saying, Robert Mueller is dead, good, I'm glad he's dead, does that sound like rhetoric you hear from other presidents?
What did Robert Mueller do to Trump? Because Trump not gonna
oh my God, you have lost your fucking mind. Do you think, hold on, do you actually believe, before I get into the fact that Robert Mueller simply worked for the FBI and did his job, do you actually believe that there's a justification somebody could do something to Donald Trump in which it then is valid for him as the president to say to the American public, good, I'm glad this person is dead? What if I looked at you and I said, good, I'm glad Charlie Kirk is dead? How would you feel about that? Probably not good. You'd probably be like, wow, Chris, you have a platform. Like, it's fucked up to say those things about other human beings. And when I tell you the president said that this week, you go, oh, what did that guy do to him? You have lost your fucking mind.
Well, wait, with all due respect, I said I don't agree with it.
Okay,
So,
but
I said, but listen,
just wanted- what an easy thing to
Trump is not, listen, so if you look at what Robert, what's his name, Mueller, so he concluded that Russia interfered in the 2026 election.
yeah, I just want
Which
to.
was not true.
Really? Senate.
No,
wait.
no, no, no,
Wait.
no, it was true,
Hold on.
it
No.
was true. No, it was true. I messed up. But he tried to blame Trump when it was really Hillary. Right?
Okay, first of all, not only is that not true, but not to even dive into that. So you believe that then justifies Donald Trump, the president, saying, "I'm glad he's dead."
I don't agree with it.
Okay, do you feel like
trying to paint a narrative that
I'm trying to paint a narrative? No. I'm trying to paint.
I'm telling you why did he do it? That's why I asked the question.
I'm trying to. Okay, I think it's insane to ever hear that the leader of what's supposed to be the free world posted talking about he's glad someone's dead and you need to know what someone did to deserve that. That's crazy. But regardless of that, like, the reason I'm trying to, quote, pin it on you is you started this conversation generally about rhetoric that is made by, like, oh, his rhetoric around illegal immigration is the same as Obama and Hillary. It's just he's a Republican now. Did you ever hear, let's just start here, did you ever hear Obama or Hillary or any other president in history get up on a stage and talk about someone at the FBI who they didn't like and say, good, I'm glad he's dead?
So, see, the difference is, right, the liberals do nice, nasty things where they publicly act like they I empathize, but then privately they're complicit in egregious things, right? So Republicans are loud with their shit, right? They're direct with it. I'd rather deal with people that tell me how they feel about me so I know how to move than smile in my face and do snake shit behind my effing back. Sorry. So if you look at what now, I just want to clarify because I don't want you painting a narrative like I'm a piece of crap, like I'm condoning what Trump is saying. When you ask me, I think
you supporting him at I think you at any level supporting him at this point is condoning speech like that. I think you fundamentally believe that it's okay for, like, I think that you should be okay.
It is okay because it's I'm pro free speech. I'm a free speech absolutist. Okay. So yes, it's okay. But do I agree with it? No, I don't.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Yeah, of course we're all free speech absolutists or we believe in free speech. That doesn't mean that we believe that there's not consequence to that speech. I'm just saying, if I'm just letting you know that if your family
slow down. How is it dumb?
It's dumb. It's dumb to say something like I think I don't agree with it, but I'm a free speech absolutist. Like, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he should have the ability to say it. That doesn't mean I think that obviously. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. It's not dumb. You can't even explain yourself, bro. Calm down. Slow down, bro. Calm down, bro. Calm the fuck down, bro.
Yeah. I can't explain myself because, like, when you have to go back to, like, the most basic forms of, like, I tend to have, like, political discussions that are intense. And then when I have to go all the way back to the most basic forms of logic, I start stuttering over my words. I don't know why I have to explain to you the redundancy of what you said about free speech. Regardless, the point being, the next time your family members or anyone around you or me or anyone on social media, somebody dies and they say, good, I'm glad he's dead. He should have died. I expect you to be okay with that. And in fact, when Donald Trump dies,
I never said I was okay with it. I said
no. But it's not about being okay with it. It's about the fact that you are condoning that behavior at any level. The fact that you are not outraged is condoning that behavior.
Listen, brother. All right. When people was talking crazy about Charlie Kirk, I disagreed, but it was but since I'm a free speech absolutist, I disagree, but I'm like, okay, it is what it is. And that same logic applies to
Do you
Trump,
do
brother.
you do you, right, because people online, you should hold the same
Let's talk
stand.
politics, bro.
You
Let's
should
talk
you should
politics.
hold the same standard to people online as you do to the president of the United States.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
know, either I why not? It's fine. Just take everything this country was ever built on and just
And
piss it.
hold on, I want to
Just
correct some misinformation that you brought up earlier, right?
actually,
You
no, you
brought up,
don't. And you're taking everything that this country's ever stood for and pissing it away with your sheer stupidity. I mean, it's actually disgraceful in some ways to me when I hear shit like this. Like, oh yeah, no, it's fine to like have free speech absolutists. Like, if people want to say stuff online, it's the same as the president of the United States. The bar is in hell. I mean, no one has any standards anymore. No one has any beliefs. This country is just fucking such a shithole these days. I mean, I cannot believe what I'm hearing sometimes. I mean, at least it would be. I'd feel better if you would come up on this live and just be like, you know what? I like that he says it because X, Y, Z. I don't think that's how a president should act. I would have more respect for you if you did that. I have less respect.
that's literally what I did.
Yeah, no, you said that you hold the same standard to someone online as you do the president. And that's just like, I can't fucking believe that. But I'm going to let you speak now. What misinformation would you like to correct?
All right, I wanted to correct the misinformation. So you brought up how he said, oh, wait, I want you to quote, what did you say that Trump said about immigrants?
They're
And you
poisoning the
compared it.
blood of this country.
Okay, so he was talking about the criminal. So let me get my full thoughts out, brother. So the same criminal immigrants, right, who bring, because we had the number one unaliving of American citizens at one point was the Fit drug. I don't want to say the word, the Fit drug, right? And where did this drug come from? Because we had close to 100,000 Americans dying each year, and you know who lead in overdose deaths for the first time in history? Black men. So what he was talking about, right? The people that's poisoning the blood of America are the undocumented criminals who come to this country and bring schmugs and harm American citizens because the majority of those drugs comes from the southern fucking border.
So two things. Number one, I don't think at any level that rhetoric that is akin in history to some of the greatest atrocities and some of the worst leaders. Again, like the last time, I think it was pretty clear to anybody who's read history, the last time you're hearing phrases like poisoning the blood of the country was from a guy in Germany. I just think I understand the stance of saying that illegal things coming over the border from people that shouldn't be here are hurting people. I get that. I think that's wildly dangerous rhetoric for the president, a leader to use. Like, why do we not, there has to, again, this goes back to our prior thing about like just leadership qualities. Like, you cannot have a man talk, like, I don't think that's just an appropriate phrase to
Yo,
use.
see, this is your Democrats' problem, right? Democrats' problem, right? You guys like to tone police people, right? And then
I
you
don't
guys
wait.
do.
I just want to.
Stop.
I just.
Listen.
I don't. Hold on. I just want to be. I'm gonna let.
It's
I'm gonna.
words.
No. But it's
And
not.
is it
It's
truthful or
it's
not?
not words.
Is it truthful?
No. Because here's the thing, Trey. I actually hold on. I understand. I believe fundamentally that there's a difference between tone policing and talking about what we're talking about now. I'm getting at. My goal is not to tone police. Okay. I get it. I understand how people view the Democratic Party and the tone police. But the words we're talking about right now, I think have a serious, very, very, very serious effect on the United States of America and the things that happen here. And some of what we're seeing with our country now. I don't think those are just, I'm saying, oh, you can't use that words because it offends me or it upsets me. I'm saying you can't use those words because for a leader to be whether it's poisoning the blood of the country or whether it's saying, good, I'm glad he's dead, to use such escalatory rhetoric that could be possibly inferred by other people to be, like if there's, white supremacists out there who infer poisoning the blood of the country as X, Y, or Z. I think it can lead to really bad outcomes for people. And I think the goal of a leader should be, to be, I don't know, clear with his words, to come up with to be able to talk to the American people in a calm way, to not engage in escalation that could get people hurt, could increase hate crimes, etc. And so, this is less about tone policing and more about the idea that I think what the president of the United States, believe it or not, what he says matters. And it matters, a lot. And I scream about this a lot, that I think that there's this constant idea that, oh, it's just Trump. He's just going to say shit and, it's fine because they're just words. But, people live and die off those words.
But I'm saying this, right?
Like, I just want to be clear. Like, this is just a random example, but during COVID, when he was on a stage talking about certain things for COVID that haven't been approved by the CDC, like, multiple Americans died taking doses of the things I can't name on this live because of TikTok, of the things he was talking about. They weren't approved by the FDA, but these individuals were watching Trump on a stage who said, oh, I think this could help. I think this could help. They took unapproved medications for COVID and they died. Those are people who are dead right now. Their kids don't get to see them. Their families don't get to see them because of the words of the president of the United States. Like, these things matter. It's not just like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter, you know?
Yeah, but my thing is this, right? I come from a bootstrapping, Southern, in-your-face, tough love background. I'd rather somebody tell me what it is and it makes me feel bad, but it's truthful, than smile in my face and talk all professional and intellectual. Wait, hold on, let me say this, brother, please. And talk intellectual like Obama, right? So Obama is one of those smooth-talking, smooth jive turkey, right? I love America. I love my people. And then he acts like an imperialist when it comes to our geopolitics, right? He unalived Gaddafi because they was trying to create a gold denier, right? And it was going directly against Western interests. And what did Obama nice talking ass do, right? He did the same thing to Gaddafi that you guys are complaining that Trump is doing to the IRGC. So I don't give a fuck how they're saying it. Is it truthful? Because if people are coming to my fucking country and bringing fentanyl and harming white Americans and my black American brothers, right?
Trey. I actually didn't want to kick you. We were having a good conversation, but TikTok has been so brutal on me lately. With the words, I know you didn't mean to say that. I know you didn't mean to use the F drive. I know you've been so, and I never do this. For everyone on TikTok is like, oh, you can't say that. You're gonna get my life kicked. I don't give a fuck, okay? Because I do this for fun. But TikTok has been really anal late. I shouldn't say that word either. TikTok has been really bad lately with me. They just like 5 minutes ago gave me a restriction. So. Just maybe you can come up in a bit. I apologize for that. Are you actually being respectful? I did not want to kick you. We were having a conversation. There was point. I was being a little too rude at points. I apologize. Should not have been so harsh. Connor, legend. Jason, you're the best. Maggie, sleep well. Yeah, but sometimes passion goes. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love for the passion. I just I don't know. I'm like telling him he's disgraceful. I probably shouldn't do that, dude. Ella, oh my God, Jesus. Ella, thank you so much for $50 on the YouTube Super Chat. That is insanely kind and never something I take for granted. Holy smokes. Can we get $1 million W's for Ella? MC Wheels, always a pleasure. Hope you have a great day. Hope you're doing well. We love you. Thanks for once again all you do. Wow, that is so unbelievably kind. Like, I cannot tell you how much that means and how far that goes. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart. Truly. Ella, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hi from Alaska. Happy. Hello over on YouTube. Yes, Chris, that's correct on YouTube. TikTok's main, YouTube on the side. Does anyone have an interest? If you're on the YouTube side, a couple ways. I hate saying this, but MC Wheels, thank you so much. Couple ways to support me. You can become a member on YouTube. It's like $4.99 a month, $5.99 a month. There's never any pressure. None of my content will ever be behind a paywall. But I am renting out a studio in Chicago, and I'm paying rent, and I'm 24, and I'm an idiot, so money's really hard. But I'm trying to make the best content I can. It's my full-time thing. So if you feel so inclined, you can, but there's never any pressure. On TikTok, there's a link tree. I have a Venmo and PayPal. I got banned on Cash App. But also, again, not any pressure. I go live on TikTok for fun, honestly. Because this is fun to me, guys. Doesn't it look like I'm having fun? I'm a psycho, dude. That's my problem. Scott, Chile, Alaska. All right. man, I kind of feel bad that I didn't want to kick him, dude. I didn't. Fine, thanks for the chilies. My day was good, Nat. I walked around Chicago quite a bit for No Kings. Had a lot of amazing people come up to me and say hi. What great people. I will also say, is your eye okay? Yes, but I went to the dermatologist about this, and I have some strange thing. I forget what it's called. Maybe if there's some dermatologists out there, you know. So I did some stuff, and it went away. Now it's back. I got to go back to the dermatologist. I don't know. I have some like skin thing. It's called like eye dots around my eyes. Super fancy name. Tiffany, thank you so much for $5 in the YouTube super chat. Oh my God, you guys are so kind. I cannot say thank you enough. I am so effing grateful for every single one of you. I mean it. I'm so lucky to be able to do this. I watch on both YouTube and TikTok. I love it. Support Chris. Join now. Thank you. Yo, and if people on YouTube, if you have any thoughts about what I could give to us, have the members give to the members that would you'd like to see, then you can let me know. Okay, if you're a Trump supporter, let me know in the comments down below. Maeve, it's good to see you. Always a pleasure. Tiffany, I appreciate you so much. Give me some W's for Tiffany's. It's not a sty. It's not a sty. They're like little red dots that are under my eye. There's a name for this. I support President Trump. Kayla, good to see you. American, what? Gay? Bro, no, not bro. I can find it. Hold on. Hello?
How's it going?
Good. How old are you?
22 years old.
Okay. Why do you support Trump?
I support him because of his border policy.
Okay.
It's the main reason.
Okay. Is there like any other things or just mainly that?
I'm also pro-life.
Okay. How do you feel really quickly? Economy, Iran, golden age of America guy destroying the economy, and no new wars guy engaging in a regime change war?
I think President Trump just does whatever he has to do to help protect our country. Just like a generalized answer. But.
Yeah. I think I already know where this is going to go. What about, why do you, immigration?
Yeah, so when it comes to immigration, I feel like that's my strongest argument. It's illegal to come into our country illegally. So once laws start to lose meaning, if they're not enforced, then this country just turns absolutely crazy. And you're probably going to say it's crazy now, but it's going to get a lot worse if these laws aren't enforced.
And you voted for Trump?
Yes, sir.
A convicted felon? Who didn't?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just want to point that out first. Yeah, couple things. Number one, I don't think that there's anyone advocating, certainly nobody who's serious politically, who is advocating for not enforcing policies relating to the border. And there's certainly, but Biden enforced border policy. In fact, if you look at the percentages over 18 months of a Joe Biden administration where border crossings were high, very high because of, I would argue because of a lot of migration due to COVID. If you look at the percentages of removals, meaning people who showed up at the border, encounters at the border, and then subsequent arrests at the border and deportations, that percentage is almost identical to Donald Trump in his first term. There's no evidence at any point that Joe Biden wasn't enforcing a border policy. I would certainly argue that Joe Biden was more humane when it came to border policy and removing several executive orders that I think weren't humane and adding things and giving more leeway to things like asylum seeking, et cetera. But I don't think that those things inherently affected, number one, the actual enforcement like we talked about in this way. I also don't think there's anybody advocating for not enforcing the laws at the border. I think that there's a reality where we currently have a lot of, I don't know how many off the top of my head, but we have undocumented people in this country who are working, who have families, who are, I don't think that, I think we need to find a better way to figure out how maybe, and I think this is, personally, I think because of the Trump administration, this is probably impossible for the next 100 years. But in a perfect world, you find a way to, have those people follow a way to, give them a path to citizenship. You say, I'd even be in support in a compromise, if I had to compromise, if I was in government, I'd say maybe Republicans say, we'll give people a path to citizenship, but we want them to pay penalties. We want them to pay back taxes. Okay. Just tell undocumented people, we'll give you 2 years to show up somewhere. We will not deport you. Again, that's not possible. Nobody trusts the government anymore. Undocumented people were literally showing up for court hearings. We're here legally. And at the court hearings, ICE was waiting for them and loading them into vans. So this is impossible. But if the American government was trustworthy at all, you'd say, give us your information. We'll give you a path to citizenship. If you do it within 2 years, you can have a path to citizenship. We might apply penalties. If you don't do it within 2 years, you're at risk of deportation. And I say all this to say that there's a lot of laws, not only over time that change, but a lot of laws specifically over time and just now that we just don't enforce. I mean, there's plenty of laws that are not enforced or used to be enforced or are not enforced anymore. I've broken many laws that haven't been. I jaywalk all the time. I jaywalk in front of police officers. They decide not to enforce whatever fucking type of violation that is. So that's their prerogative.
You said that Biden enforced the border policy
Correct.
more humanely, I believe, earlier in your statement.
Yeah.
Does that mean not following the legal law?
No, that doesn't mean that. It means that, when I say more humanely, I think a good example of this would be getting rid of Remain in Mexico as an immigration policy. I think it would mean pushing for more access. I think pushing generally as a law for undocumented minors to have access to a lawyer, have access to a publicly funded attorney. I think.
What does minors have to do with anything? It's if you're an illegal immigrant, you're an illegal immigrant.
Okay.
It doesn't matter your age. Right?
What a fucking stupid, Jesus Christ. I mean, obviously there's a lot of nuance around these things. If an undocumented individual under the age of 18 comes to the U.S. border, things are going to be a little bit different than if a 40-year-old man shows up. And so one of the things.
In what way?
Yeah, sure. Because undocumented people, for example, don't have the right to a U.S. attorney. And so it may be in their best interest for taxpayers to give them a U.S. attorney. So if they are at risk of deportation, an attorney can fight on their behalf, because why do they not have the same constitutional rights, due process rights as an undocumented person who shows up? Furthermore, I think we should be much more cautious if a 40-year-old individual comes to the border versus if a random child who's, let's say, 12 comes to the border and is not unaccompanied. From a moral perspective, we should handle that differently.
Are you implying that undocumented immigrants that are minors don't have the right to public or public counsel, like a public defender?
I think in certain circumstances they are not afforded. It's not as I don't know.
You don't have to pay for it. It's a right.
Okay, sure. I mean, I know that in the bill that was written by Langford, that was Republicans crafted with Democrats, that Joe Biden was in support of passing, there was some big thing in there about, I'd have to go back and look, but about undocumented minors having a right to an attorney, and it may be more specific than that. Maybe I'm being too broad about how they actually did have a right to an attorney, but there was a harder process or whatever. But just strengthening those processes in general. And so again, these are, I think, just clear examples of how Joe Biden is, and Democrats generally are more humane when it comes to this issue. Same with Remain in Mexico. I think same with probably generally moving forward better asylum seeking laws, et cetera. And even in the bill that Joe Biden supported, the compromises Democrats wanted were not just that. It was, if you want to strengthen border security, great. We want more legal immigration. And if you slow down immigration, if you slow down people getting in at ports of entry, then you're required later on to increase that rate. We want increasing legal immigration over time. I think that's never been done before. I think it's something that Democrats fought for. They fought for significantly more money in the judicial. It's obviously just they led themselves differently.
Well, I just want to educate you real quick. Everyone in the United States of America, no matter if you're a citizen or not, has the right to public counsel.
Okay.
I just want to say that because I felt like you were implying that they didn't.
Okay.
If you can't afford private counsel.
I think the rules around unaccompanied minors who are undocumented is slightly different. That's all.
So you're implying that they don't have rights to public counsel?
This is so fucking stupid.
Is that a bad question?
No. It's just that it's not a bad question. It's that never mind. It doesn't matter. Can we just, sure, I'll concede. I think I made my point clear though about Joe Biden. Can you get to your point about Donald Trump and immigration, please?
I think he's doing a great job.
Okay. So besides just being illegal, why else is this a thing? What about the economic impacts?
If there's too many people in our economy, they're taking jobs from American citizens.
No, they're not.
And I think
That's just statistically not true. There's not enough native-born U.S. workers to work every single job. And in fact, if every single undocumented person was deported tomorrow, I think we would have an economic collapse, because I think businesses would go under. They wouldn't have enough workers, and when those businesses go under, they would then end up firing U.S. workers on top of that. I also think that there's ample evidence that undocumented people have, in relation to labor, have really, really, really helped the deficit and the debt. So that's just not true.
Yeah, I think certain businesses would go under. I think a lot of job opportunities would open up.
Okay, there's not enough U.S. born citizens in the labor market to work every single job. We have a serious labor crisis. I'm just letting you know that.
What jobs?
I mean, obviously I understand that the labor market is more complex than one person per job, because all job, I'm not fit to be a neuroscientist. Some people work at Wendy's, whatever the fuck. I'm just saying, like, we have had our labor shortage is getting worse. That really got exacerbated under COVID. And like, if you were just to one it, like, there are more jobs available in total in the economy than there are people in the labor force who are Americans. So it's just like, from an economic perspective, like, one thing to consider besides the moral aspect, because who gives a fuck about that, is the fact that undocumented people have played a major role in slowing the real problem we have with our labor shortage, and thus have played a serious role in helping our deficits and our debts.
Why do you think that it's so hard to just get a visa and then come in here legally?
I mean, I think there's several reasons for that. I think the first one that comes to mind is the fact that, our judicial system in relation to immigration and the border is really, really, really backed up and strained. Another thing I really liked in the border bill that Donald Trump killed, that would have been the largest reform of border in modern American history, was approving or denying visas within 6 months. You're flooding that much money to give the resources to be able to do that. I just think there's such a backstop to be able to get into the United States. But I don't know how that relates, again, to my question about deporting families and what is good about it for you, because you still haven't answered that question. I don't give a fuck if it's illegal. I don't care. I just want to be clear. I do care if things are illegal. I'm saying in this conversation, I would like to understand, besides it being illegal, what it means to you.
Because once we don't start enforcing laws, there's going to be repercussions.
Okay, there's tons of laws that aren't enforced. You voted for a convicted felon. You don't believe that. Next. Do you have any other valid reason? Because it's a disaster economically, it's a bad moral position, and it just doesn't make sense and it costs American taxpayers tons of money. Do you have anything else besides that? Because that's just like a fundamental misunderstanding of how laws work, and I just don't think you believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the main
Wow.
Donald
J. Trump can steal classified documents, be caught on audio bragging about how he has them, and be indicted for it, and then he's president of the United States, so he's not held accountable. He's found guilty of 34 felony counts of falsified business records in the first degree. And you voted for him. You don't give a fuck about enforcing laws? That's absurd.
I mean, you don't think he was targeted because of his status?
I don't.
Well, I guess that's just two different opinions.
No, it's actually not. That's not how that works, right?
You think the jury's always right in every single case?
No, that's, first of all,
the Innocence Project?
First of all, hold on. What you just did is called a straw man, right? I never said that the jury is right in every single case. If you believe that there is a problem with any of the given cases I've listed, specifically we can talk about the one that he was found guilty in, then I would love to hear from you what Donald Trump's, you should know that case like the back of your hand if you're making that claim, because Donald Trump paid 9 attorneys $850 an hour and still lost that case. So please enlighten the crowd as to what was you should know the case like the back of your hand to give an opinion that it was wrong.
You know that part of jury instructions is that you're not supposed to know about the case because it could show some sort of bias.
part of jury.
That-
What does that mean? That made no sense.
You know what a jury is, first
Yeah,
of all?
of course. You said part of jury.
Thank God.
You said part of jury. What you said literally makes no sense. Can you please?
Do you know what jury instructions are?
Oh my God, this is what we're really going to do. Can you just elaborate on what you're trying to say? Because
Yeah.
I have a feeling I have you in a corner here, and I don't want to slow this down.
Absolutely not.
So what was wrong with the jury
selection-
instructions?
Because one of the things is that you're not supposed to know anything about the certain case. Every single person in the world knows who President Trump is. There's going to be bias. No matter who you are, there's going to be bias.
Right.
It's the same thing with the case that happened in Minneapolis.
Okay, so two things here. Number one, there's two problems with what you just said. Number one, obviously, I want to be clear that, that was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Amongst jury selection, during jury selection, obviously Donald Trump's team had as many, vetoes or whatever as the prosecution did, so they could pick and choose, to I don't know how many it is, 3 or 4 or whatever, to say this person is not suited to be a juror. We're vetoing this as one of our vetoes. And then, they went through that entire process and they got to pick a part of their jury. But the other thing you're saying is just fundamentally like there's no legal argument for it, which is everybody knows who Donald Trump is, so he doesn't get a fair trial. Are you suggesting to me that Donald Trump? Hold on. Are you suggesting to me that Donald Trump should not be held accountable because everybody knows who he is? There's just this legal black hole. Donald Trump could shoot somebody, but everybody knows who he is, so he can't get a fair trial?
No, I'm not implying that. I'm saying that there's going to be some bias if every single person on the jury.
If there was some bias through this jury selection process that the Trump lawyers got the same rights, were afforded the same process as the prosecution, why did they not bring that up? Because they seem satisfied with the jury selection.
Well, are you expected for them to select? So it's.
I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear. You started this whole thing saying that he was targeted, and this is what you're bringing up. Again, a jury found beyond a reasonable doubt that he was guilty of these crimes. You have and I want to put, and again, the Trump appointed lawyers couldn't apparently show even an ounce of reasonable doubt.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to pick a jury. You know how it works? It's half and half. Half of the prosecution picks the jury, half of the defense team picks the jury. It's hard to pick for the defense team if every single person in the room knows who President Trump
so
is.
What did the judge?
Biased.
Fantastic. So did the prosecution attempt to mention that to the judge and get something changed?
I mean, are you even allowed to mention that?
Again, you're just you're just fucking making shit up for the sake of it. It's like,
wait, no,
it's
just a question.
Yeah, it's a dumb. If you make a claim that do you really believe those cases are real, and then you have to lead with a question like that, it's so frustrating. Like you hold a belief like it was targeted against him based off nothing than just how you feel. I mean, something in relation is that the prosecution said Donald Trump has so much publicity around this case that he cannot get a fair trial in New York City. And, we should be able to move the jury. We should be able to move the trial to somewhere else. They did do that. And you know what the judge said?
What?
The judge said, I would take this into consideration, but every single morning before we walk in here for jury selection, Donald Trump gets in front of as many cameras as he can right in front of my courtroom and speaks for 15 minutes about how all these different things. I find it hard to believe that Donald Trump, if he didn't want the publicity, it's pretty interesting that he's doing that every single day in front of my court. There's no other legal argument for this, ruling denied. So again, why would you, again, to make such a bold claim that a jury of Americans found someone guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, to make such a bold claim that it's just wrong and then to just not know why it's wrong is frustrating.
Someone in the chat said OJ. That's kind of similar. It's a very talented football player that everyone knows about. And what do you think he was guilty?
Yeah, but I think he should have been found innocent.
Yeah. So you think the juries get it wrong sometimes?
No, I actually think he should have been found innocent. But I think he
OJ.
did. Correct. I think he would.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Listen to my words. Listen to my words. I think OJ did it. I think OJ was guilty. I think he should have been found innocent. Does that make sense to you?
That makes
No sense, right?
I mean, it makes sense.
No,
but
no,
I'm
it
kind of
makes no sense
concerned.
because like we're just having like the most ridiculous.
OJ was acquitted. I know he was, Jordan, but I'm implying that
Yeah,
it's
the reason I said that, and I'm not interested in getting into this case, but obviously OJ did it. I think the jury made the right decision, and one of the examples of that is the first detective, either detective or police officer, who was on the scene at the OJ at the site of the incident was a known racist and was known for planting evidence. That's one example of I think OJ did it, but in the country, and then there's a variety of other problems with the way that the prosecution handled the evidence. I have no doubt that OJ did it, but with those facts in mind, I think there is enough reasonable doubt for the jury to find him innocent. So what I said makes complete sense.
are those feelings or facts?
They're facts. They're facts based on the law. The law says that you should find someone guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I think that if the first person handling evidence was a known racist, then that's just one of multiple examples how evidence was mishandled. That's, again, just one lane where I say, okay, I could understand why the jurors could draw some amount of reasonable doubt. You want to know the feeling? The feeling in all of that is that I think he did it. But those are two separate things.
You're implying that laws need to be enforced, right? So you need a visa to get into our country. I got you there, baby.
That is not right. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yep. We'll go with that.
Did I not?
Don't think.
All right, can we bring up one more topic?
I don't think that landed. I still don't know why illegal immigration is bad. Besides, there's like, I mean, first of all, I think that we should have border security. Let me be clear. I don't understand why, like, you support a mass deportation policy that does nothing for the American people and does bad things.
I'm not like a racist person whatsoever. I just think you should.
Famously, as non-racist people say, I say that all the time. I walk around, I'm like, I'm not racist at all. I've said that many times.
I have many buddies that are Mexican. I think they came here legally.
All right. I'm gonna give you you know what? Just continue. What's the other thing you want to bring up?
They came here legally. I think you need to come here legally. I truly believe that.
Okay, that's great. Just think like,
and a lot of other people do, and that's why President Trump won.
That's okay. I think Joe Biden, and
not the only reason, but one of the reasons.
Well, 99% of Democrats believe that people should not come here undocumented.
Yeah, you guys lost though.
I think
you're going to lose again to Vance.
Okay, I think we lost for a variety of reasons.
What else?
Why else did we lose?
Yes.
I think there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, I'm happy to get into that another time. I also think Donald Trump lies more consistently and outrageously than any person ever, which doesn't help.
How do you feel about Vice President Vance?
I think he believes in nothing. And I think he knows Donald Trump is an idiot, but will do anything to cling to what's nearest to power.
You don't think he won the debate against Walz?
No. I think he lied.
Are you serious?
Yes. I think that both of those individuals lie so consistently and so outrageously. It's hard to fathom in some ways. Can I ask you a question? Because we're asking each other questions.
Yeah.
Donald Trump this week posted about Robert Mueller, the man who a man who worked at the FBI who investigated him, who died he was like 80, and he posted I just learned Robert Mueller. Actually, I'm going to read the exact True Social, and I just want to know if you support these words from Donald Trump this week.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about or no?
No. Could you read it real quick?
Yeah, of course. Quote, this was on March 21st, so actually 8 days ago. Quote, okay. Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. Donald J. Trump.
No, I do not support that.
Okay. Does that do you feel like a leader should be saying things about, I just want to be clear again, Robert Mueller, guy FBI, just investigated Donald Trump. There's a whole Mueller report about Russia. And he died of old age with his family. And I said, good, I'm glad he's dead. Do you think that those are words that a leader should use? The President of the United States. And
no, I don't.
And furthermore, how would you feel in relation to that if I said, good, Charlie Kirk is dead?
Yeah, I do not support that.
It's bad. It's
I don't have to support everything to support
everything
that someone does.
Here's the thing. You don't. And I don't support. I like Joe Biden as president. There's several things I don't support that I still think
He
through.
can't speak, sir.
What?
He can't speak.
He can. I like Joe Biden as president. He's very impressive. I think there's several things even that I still analyze today that I disagree with. I really like Obama, and I think there's several things I disagree with. There's certain red lines, right? So like I just don't find it as an adequate answer that I always hear of like you being like, oh, I don't support everything. It's like I don't like. There are certain things that Joe Biden did around the border that I didn't love. I thought his executive order at the end of his term, I think I said at one point, I thought it might be unconstitutional, and I didn't love it. That is different than saying, for example, good, I'm glad he's dead. Like, what is the red line for you?
The red line, I mean, I think actions speak louder than words. That's obviously a bad statement. I would never say that about anyone, but
like, so then how could you possibly ever accept it from someone who's supposed to be a leader? Like, those words are more than just words. I mean, I get it. People, again, I said this to the last guest. People will have conversations about the left, tone policing and all this stuff. I get it. I understand. But this is fundamentally different. Like I think that those words could just have a disastrous effect on like America as a whole. You just said those are awful words. I'd never use them. But like, I don't know. What is he like? I think Donald Trump's building a culture now. Why can't I run around and say, you know what? I'm good. I'm glad, this person's dead because he's my enemy. He's my conservative enemy. You know what I mean?
I mean, you said words could have a disastrous effect on America. I don't believe that. I think
Really?
Actions obviously could.
What about
support a lot of.
What about Donald Trump during COVID saying that? I can't say the name of the actual substance on TikTok Live, but getting on stage and talking about COVID remedies that were not verified or not studied by the.
Are you talking about the V?
FDA.
The V starts with a V.
I thought it started with an H, but no, not the V, not the V.
Okay.
Different.
Sorry.
Before that, talking about other potential pills that could be a remedy, pills that weren't verified by the FDA. There were multiple Americans who died that year on those substances trying to get rid of COVID because they heard it from the President of the United States.
Trump was anti-vax, if I'm correct.
Donald Trump originally rolled out the Operation Warp Speed, which started the vaccine program.
I mean, are people this easily manipulated by something that someone says?
But like, you see what I mean? It's like
I think for myself.
We've shifted the goalpost. And like, again, I just think that I cannot believe, one of my biggest frustrations is that I feel like everybody's walking around and Donald Trump, like the bar for president of the United States is in hell. It's like Donald Trump just says stuff and we're just like, yeah, that's cool. Don't listen to him. It's like, Jesus, God, this is like the leader, what's supposed to be like the leader of the most powerful country on earth. Like we can't, I don't know. I have standards for how like fucking like people I look up to in my life. Like I have standards for how they talk. I have standards for how like my friends talk or my parent. Like maybe standards isn't the right word, but like if my dad, I look up to my dad. He's a really smart guy. If my dad would just like started being like, you know what? Good. I'm glad he's dead. About some like, I don't know, my neighbor, like that would be very shocking and distressing to me. I'd be like, damn, like what the hell's going on with my dad? Right? It's like, those are, because I look up to my dad. I'm like, that's a leader, someone I want to be.
Yeah, but I don't look up to Trump.
Okay, but you understand, I'm not even asking to like look up to him necessarily, but he's the president of the United States. I mean, he's supposed to be a leader.
Yeah, I think he enforces good policies. I don't look up to it. I'm not gonna like,
What?
I don't think I'd be like best friends with the guy.
I
I think he's a better candidate.
Okay. I just want to point out the good policies, like economy in shambles, regime shortage with Iran, everyone's pissed off. It's not good. Fox News poll, approve, disapprove inflation this week. The thing that got him elected. Approve 28%, disapprove 71%. Not looking great.
Wait, what did you just say? I'm sorry.
I said Fox News poll this week, approve or disapprove Trump's handling of inflation. Approve 28%, disapprove 71%. I guess there's 1%. Like math. It's pretty striking.
What was Biden's?
Higher than that, actually. I think. But
I mean,
but but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Even like regardless of Biden, the point being is like it's stunning to see how far he's fallen in just 1 year on these polls. I mean, inflation got a CNN poll October 2024. He was plus 11 on inflation in the economy. Now he's underwater 30 points. That's a 40-point flip on inflation, and more than that. That's CNN. Fox is going to have that more, as I guess more, but still, I mean,
CNN. I mean, quoting CNN is like, I mean, that's not reliable. But
okay. Well, is Fox reliable for you?
more reliable than CNN.
Fantastic. Well, they have this flip.
Not completely.
I think they have the flip at about the same, considering the approval rate for inflation is 28%. And again, like this isn't like rocket science stuff. You can't run on, we're going to crush inflation on day one. We're being run by the dumbest people. This is the golden age of America. And Americans, this is the slowest pace of hiring this country has seen, not including COVID, in 25 years. Inflation has, at one point during his administration, was rising directly because of his tariffs, and we have evidence for that. And inflation has stuck around. Now oil prices have exploded because the no new wars, no more endless wars, no regime change war guy got into a massive regime change war with Iran that the Pentagon requested $200 billion for. It's like it pretty logically makes a lot of sense for people to not love the guy after he ran on those two things and then did the exact opposite of those things.
I understand. Could I bring up one more topic?
Sure.
Okay. So Trump was found civilly liable for, am I allowed to say the initials?
Yeah.
SA. Can you just give me your brief thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think he was found civilly liable. SA. He was also found liable of defaming that woman. He was found liable for defaming that woman again. I think that I think that I fully am under the belief that Donald Trump did that, and that those are the actions that he takes. And I think it can be based on, frankly, if just for this discussion for a minute, like it doesn't even have to be based just on that civil lawsuit, which I think was what was correctly, ruled on, but just like who he is as a person and the actions that he takes and the words that he uses. I think I'm not a doctor by any means, but I think he's a man who clearly thinks very highly of himself, is a narcissist, is somewhat of a, he takes what he wants, he's certainly a con man, a predator. I think he's got these like tendencies that very clearly when he speaks, that it's not surprising to me at all that that's the type of man he is. He has other allegations, and I think that he's building I argue that he's building a culture of SA in the United States. I mean, I think that that's obviously always been like a massive under-talked about problem. Over 50% of women who do go through such an awful, horrible, tragic thing don't even come out and say anything about it. I argue that issue is one of just a few that really, really, really aren't talked about enough. But I think that Donald Trump, because of these things and the way that he just talks about women in general, the way he says that they're disgusting and gross, they're pigs, they're not ugly. I didn't do that. I didn't essay her because she wasn't pretty enough. I think that's probably leading to kids my age, dudes my age, walking into bars and feeling like they can touch women in any type of way and do things any type of way because the President of the United States does it, and he's cool and he has his own shoes and he lives in the White House.
Okay. Just like first and foremost,
Dean likes Parker. I appreciate you a lot.
If that was true, or if I genuinely thought that was true and he was convicted criminally, I would never support him again. But why do you think it was not, taken to a criminal trial? Why do you think it was just a civil lawsuit?
Well, it wasn't a criminal trial because the statute of limitations had ended.
But no, because there's cases, like cold cases, that people are charged with SA 25 years before.
Well, a couple things here. Number one, like the New York State law. I mean, I don't know the specific laws of any. Like obviously, every state's gonna be different. In New York, that's their statute of limitations on that. That's number one. So I think that's why it wasn't a criminal case. And I think in the civil case, like there were several damning pieces of information. In the deposition, there were several damning pieces of information, and I'll give you just two quick ones. Number one, when he was being deposed, he said that he had never met E. Jean Carroll, and that, well, I don't even know. He's changed his statement like a million times. Maybe he said maybe at one point that they did meet, or I don't fucking know. But he's being shown photos of people, and he's being deposed, and he's being asked, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And at one point he gets to a photo and he says, "That's my ex-wife." And the woman, in the deposition says, "That's your ex-wife?" And he says, "Yeah." She says, "No, that's E. Jean Carroll in that photo." So mistaking E. Jean Carroll for your ex-wife, interesting. The second thing is that in this case, it was requested by E. Jean Carroll. The thing is that when this event happened, she was told, and again, like, I want to be clear that the civil case was not just like, "Oh, this happened to me." And like, if a civil case was just, "Oh, these things happened to me," and then everyone, that's it, I win a bunch of money and everyone believes me, I think a lot more people would do them. This is a grueling process that you can't just like, you can go to jail for coming to court just like willy-nilly bullshit. So, all these different witnesses were put on the stand and their stories all aligned about her friends, her therapist, the notes that were written down at the time by her therapist, etc. And her friend recounted that she had told E. Jean Carroll to keep the dress in which this horrible, awful event occurred. And she did. Thank you so much for the crown, Sunflower. And she did. And she actually still had that dress and it had never been dry cleaned. And so she wanted it DNA tested. He wasn't legally required to oblige by that. The court wasn't going to legally require it, but he refused. And his lawyers refused and said it would be a breach of privacy. And then that eventually just never happened. I think that's also incredibly damning to me that if Donald Trump claims he's so innocent and he never met this woman, I don't understand why you can't give your DNA to the court and let the court test your DNA.
What if he was embarrassed that he was intimate with her?
I think that's not a good.
You don't think that ever happens?
I mean, again, I think that. Two things. Number one, I think that what you just said is a straw man. Okay, I'm just like I'm sure all sorts of different things happen, but I think that, like, again, it's pretty damning in a civil lawsuit where you claim to have never met somebody. And again, this is the president of the United States we're talking about. That's number one. And number two, like, again, I just think generally, like, when we talk about E. Jean Carroll taking these actions, like, and I'm not. This isn't. I'm not. I want to be clear. This is not me attempting to take a shot like directly at you. I'm just talking very broadly here. Like,
you can do it.
No, I'm just talking very broadly for a second, just about a conversation like this or about what we hear all the time. Like, this is why women don't come forward. This is why, like, more than 50% of women who this, like, truly one of the worst possible things that could ever happen to you happens. This is why you don't tell anybody. Like, we're having in a public space this debate about a woman who has to go recount all of these things. And she has the dress, and maybe he doesn't want to give up his DNA because he's embarrassed that he was intimate with her. He was embarrassed that he was intimate with a woman, the guy who's cheated on his ex-wife. It's like, holy fucking shit.
There's three sides to every story.
I understand that. I understand there's sides. I'm just speaking generally here about, like, wow, I could not begin to imagine in the world of public discourse how impossible the courage it must take to come out and tell people about such a thing. Like, it's just, I don't know. That's all. It's just it. It was just a general.
I agree. I think if that is actually true, that's a horrible thing, and I would not support him. Then again, I watch a lot of certain crime cases, and I see a lot of females that lie about being SA'd.
Well,
so, like, it's both.
I don't.
And the fact that he wasn't held criminally liable, I know it's everyone's saying statute of limitations.
I think to the second. I think I'm just gonna say this. I think I'm just gonna say this. The fact that he wouldn't give up the DNA on the dress, and there was a civil case in which the jury found him liable for sexual abuse is plenty enough to reasonably come to the conclusion that he did it.
But Mr. Chris, if you say you got intimate with someone and they start saying things about you and you're one of the most famous people in the world and they're accusing you of something, would you give up your DNA?
If I believed I was innocent, yes.
But that wouldn't matter. You would be arrested anyways.
Wait, why would that not matter?
Once they apply the RA whatever kit, you know what I'm talking about. If it's positive for the DNA, that's going to be enough. That's probable cause.
Okay. Wait, I don't even understand the question.
I'm pretty much saying if you're a famous. You know how this happens so many times with
Yeah, but I don't
famous
like
athletes who have money.
okay. Let's just for a second. When it comes to Donald Trump, like he didn't, in a civil case, she held the dress for how many ever years. He didn't want to give up his DNA to the court. I just don't think that there's like if he'd never met the woman, I don't think he should have any problem giving up his DNA to the court. I think that is incredibly damning, and I think when I add that up with how he talks about women, how he defamed E. Jean Carroll twice after that. He had to pay her $85 million because on his own social media account, I want to be clear, the now president of the United States, on his own social media account, would go on and at 20 to 30 to 40 posts an hour at 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the morning, and he'd post about how she was ugly and she was gross and she looked disgusting. And he'd post defamatory things, just crazy lies about the things that she did in her life and the type of person that she was. And the court found him liable for defamation and said, if you keep doing this, you will be found liable for defamation. Again, finding someone liable for defamation is a very difficult bar. That's one of the hardest things to do. There's a lot of things that come along.
So was getting acquitted on a false.
I think it's harder to be found liable for, like, I truly, in a legal sense, it's one of the hardest things to do is to find someone liable for defamation. And he did not once, but twice. Like, this is who he is as a person. Like, I think that you add up these things, it's very clear to me that he took this action. I mean, he said it on video. When he said it on video and answered it in the defamation, while being deposed for this civil lawsuit, he was asked, you said on audio, when you're a star, you can just grab people. You can grab them by the blank. When you're a star, they let you do anything. Do you believe that?
That is gross. I will admit that.
Yeah, but when in the deposition, okay, first of all, I want you to think on that for a second. That's who he is. In the deposition, when he was asked about that, do you still believe that? He essentially gave this long answer of yes. He said, well, that's always how it's been in history. When you're a star, you can do whatever you want. That's always how it's been. He fundamentally believes that he can do what he wants as a person. That's who he is. He says it out loud. And then you add that up to being found liable in a civil court and the disgusting, horrible things he said about women. Yeah, he absolutely, in my opinion, did this. And again, I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm saying there's a chance he didn't do it. I never said, oh, he didn't do it. I just said there's a chance that he did not do this because you know how things work with famous people and being set up for certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like you see these athletes who have a lot of money.
I don't think I just don't think that this is. Listen, Luke, I gotta cycle a few people up because it's 12:30, and we talked.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate you being here. Be safe, all right?
Of course. Be safe. Have a good one. Bye.
Chad, I just can't. I'm sorry, bro. We failed so many women in this country. It's actually hard to fathom. Not just in this election, but I don't even know, dude. Again, this is an issue for me that I didn't fundamentally understand. This is going to sound really ignorant, and that's why I'm telling you. Because when I was 19, I didn't understand fundamental. If I was asked about SA, about these things, about how often this happens, I would say almost never. When I was 19, I'd probably say that. Because I mean, there's a definition of male privilege. Why would I ever the definition of privilege? Why would I ever think about that? I don't have to think about that. And then I started reading about it and learning about it. And then realize wow, this is insanity. This is such an under-talked about issue. Most women don't come out and say it. And it's truly, I believe, the most traumatizing thing you could possibly, one of the hard, I don't want to put trauma on anyone, but it's a really, really, really hard thing to go through. But then you start to it's why do women not come out? It's holy fucking shit, dude. Right now, with what's going on, a man who talks about women like this and does these things and is found liable is the president of the United States. And then in a public setting, every time you're scrolling TikTok, people are yelling about it, screaming about it, debating you. I mean, could you imagine how that fucking feels? Debating you as a person, your validity. What if he was just embarrassed to sleep with you? And it just feels like, it probably feels like fucking no one will ever believe you. Sorry, guys. It's fucking, this is fuck. Well, I believe you. And we as a, I don't know if a Maori community, can I say that? Is there a community? We believe you. There's people out there that believe you. I'm proud of you. I'm so fucking proud of you as a human being. And I believe you, and people out there love and care about you and believe you. Even though it doesn't feel like it. There is. I have a Discord. There's a link in my link tree if you wanna join. Maybe you find community there. Yo, on the YouTube side, thanks. Yeah, TJ, thanks for the $2 over on TikTok or on YouTube. I really appreciate that. It truly means the world. Dark Sunray, it's so fucking good to see you. Holy shit. Can we get some W's in the chat? I really, really appreciate. First of all, TJ, thank you so much. Don't take that for granted. It's a quick Celsius. When was the last time we saw Trump with the people? Part of my sign today. This is not an act. We are not your audience. We are your boss. You're fired. Yo, that's so good. That's so good. A MAGA symbol. A MAGA Simba, excuse me. It is time. Can we get 1,000,000 W's for Dark Sunray? First of all, love the sign. Thank you so much for $10 on the YouTube Super Chat. Truly means the world. I'm glad you're out there today making your voice heard. Some really good signs today. Really, really, really great signs. I can see, yo, Dark Sunray, you're the best. I truly appreciate you so much. I'm sorry. Oh my God. When I was out today, there's my favorite sign that I saw. Yo, Jordan, thank you. I really appreciate it. Yo, Jordan, that actually means so much. That's really nice. It's super nice. Thank you so much. Holy shit. W's for Jordan. Appreciate that. When I was out today, my favorite sign, I just made a TikTok about it. My favorite sign was it's just so simple. It's so fun. People get really creative, and I really love it. I'm not an artistic person. If you ask me to draw a fucking a stick figure, that's not happening. And I'm not even trying to be that quirky. I can't. I'm truly not artistic at all. So stuff like that always impresses me. But I saw a sign. Let me pull it up here. The sign says, sorry. Yo, 206 people over on the YouTube side is nutty. Holy a stick figure, that's not. Sorry. You guys are crazy. I'm trying to get in here so I can do a little bit of moderation because it is brutal right now. I apologize. And this was going to lead me into my next conversation. I'm a lot of a Trump supporter, but there's somebody who has been literally harassing every video, every comment section, spams. They make so many different accounts. It's just me. They always just follow one person. Yeah, Willie. But it's always 1,000,000 different accounts. Willie is the same person. He or she or they will show up again. This is my favorite sign. The President of the United States and the dumbest motherfucker on earth should be two different people. I got such a kick out of that. I was like, what a great thing. Yeah, I'm tired of the harassment from Willie. That's number one. But also, guys, I have to be really honest, okay, for a second. I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable and a little bit honest. We're going to let up a Trump supporter. Yo, Carrie, you're the best. There's been some interesting people. I hate saying this, dude. It makes me nuts. I don't want to act as if I am this fucking crazy, known person, okay? I'm just a 24-year-old. I make videos on the internet, okay? People recognize me in person. It's very cool, and I'm very appreciative of it. I'm not trying to come at this conversation to be like I'm famous or some fucking bullshit. I hate that, okay? But today was a day where I had a lot of really, really cool, amazing, very kind people come up to me and say hi, and they were so cool, okay? My guy, Ryan, he was like, you and Adam inspired me to be out here. What a legend, okay? What a fucking legend. Ryan, good guy. So many great people. There were people who came up to me today there's been some people who are a little, crossing a little bit of some boundaries, okay? And I have several people that I don't talk about, nor do I block, nor do I do anything, but there are boundaries to my public, if you have ever seen me in person, You can come up to me literally anytime and say hi. I am so appreciative, truly, of every single person who makes this happen. The other day, I was in my car, okay? My boy comes to Chicago. He's in a state where the stuff is not legal. I did not participate in that because I hate it. It gives me panic attacks, but whatever, very in support of it. He said, yo, can we drive to a shop? I said, fantastic. I drive. I'm sitting in my car. It's like 10:30 at night, and some dude and a girl who was with him on his bike, he points at me. And he's like, are you Chris? I got out of the car and I was like, bro, my guy. Super nice. Took a picture. Very nice to talk to. Amazing, right? I don't have a problem with that. I love it. I love it. I love it all. But there are certain people, today was the first day, I genuinely mean this, that I felt uncomfortable. Like there was two events that occurred to me with people that were people that I was like, something's up. And that's also been happening on a fucking digital level for a while with people I should just like get online and be like, bro, please stop. But man, today, like I recorded No Kings content and I was out there for like 3 hours and I was trying to make TikToks and I couldn't get in my flow. And then some things happened to me. Something happened to me that I was like, I can't make, like, I'm freaked out. This freaked me out. And I like left and I was like, I didn't leave. I mean, I ended up like running up ahead. I was trying to record TikToks. I was in my own head. Then I left after taking a bunch of pictures. But I'm just like, man, fuck. I'm so grateful and appreciative of every single person, truly, from the bottom of my heart. This conversation was spurred by something. But someone said, don't feel bad about setting boundaries. I have famously had trouble with that. But I appreciate you, Vanessa. I do. I'm good. Everything's good. You know, no one fucking knows who I am. And, Harry and I always joke on the phone that, people be, like, some people came up to Chris, oh my God, are you Chris Mowry? Super nice people. Some dude came up to me. Some dude was like, Harry. And I was like, you know what? Close enough. He was like, I'm sorry. I was like, it's good. It's so funny. Then Harry calls me all the time. He's like, dude, someone just called me Parker. Just talk about Parker. I used to talk to Parker and Dean about this. Dean would get called Harry. We're all just like, it's all just like white people. All white people look the same, truly. Dead ass, there's like a million of me if you go right down the road. By the way, nothing crazy happened. Like, I'm okay. Like, truly, if you heard the story, nothing like crazy happened. I'm just saying, I'm like, damn, bro. I've never really felt like that in public. So I'm just like, that just freaked me out. Yeah, Willie is now. Yes, Chris, you are correct. I'm sorry. I gotta get some goddamn mods. Who's over here on YouTube? Hello.
Hey,
Hey, how old are you?
48.
48. It feels like sounds like we've talked before.
I actually have never seen you live until today, but I've seen your videos.
Okay. Well, yo, Goose, thanks for the kind words. I really appreciate you so much. On YouTube means the world. Okay. Yeah, well, Max, you might not be wrong about that. Why do you like Trump?
Well, so I didn't mean spam your comments so much. But I just wanted 30 seconds of your time.
Okay. Thank you,
Uh,
by the way, NC Trent. I really appreciate you.
so I really like how you're patient with guests, and
Is the audio
it's a
okay,
lot.
YouTube? Sorry, continue.
Uh, and I watch a lot of Dean, Santana, Parker, but I like how you actually like relate to people and you have a human aspect about you, which it's not that they don't, but like different profiles, based on who you pick. Um, the And so, like, I think you have a lot of potential. Like I said, this is my first live that I've seen of you. I've followed you, but I just haven't seen you on live. Um, the only Can I give you just one thing that I'd like to see different?
Sure.
And it's actually not about you. It's pretty simple. So I donate to them because I like your content. I appreciate it. Like I said, you're a lot more respectful than the others. All of them, I love watching all of them. It's not, you know,
Yeah.
it's not a rip on them. But on your TikTok, I can't find a link tree. And so I want to be able to donate to you, and I can through, like I gave, I don't know what it was, some goofy thing that was $7,
Oh, it's
whatever.
Sway. That's what's in my TikTok bio. Yo, you're actually,
Yeah.
actually, thank you so much. That's, first of all, I just want to say that's very, very, very kind. And I really appreciate that. Like from the bottom of my heart, there's never any pressure to donate monetarily. And you did just make me realize that I do not have the right thing in my bio. I will make that my link tree.
Yeah, like if you change that, I would totally donate. And I already follow you. It's like I said, the others. I'm not saying they're not great. Dean is very witty. He's a smart guy. You know, and he's not on. As much as Parker. So I watch Parker when I can. Santan's on, a lot, so I listen to that. But like I said, I don't know how often you go live. I have no idea. But like, if it was more frequent than I see now, that would be great. And now that you've updated your link tree, I think it would make it so. I mean, I think, like I said, I think you have a lot of potential, and I just hope you
Cool.
keep doing what you're doing. And I think your approach is just a lot nicer than the others. Like I said, I enjoy theirs, but you're a lot more human. So I just want to put that out there, so that keep going, man.
Cool. That actually really, really means a lot to me. I genuinely appreciate it a lot. Well, thanks for coming up. I did update back to I have a link tree now. I actually appreciate you so much. Thank you for the kind words. It means a lot. Take it to heart. And yeah, I'll cycle some people up, but you should get some rest. It's late.
Yep. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man.
Have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
All right.
Guy was so nice. Okay. No. Yeah, Vanessa, no. What a nice guy. What a nice individual. I did not expect it to go that way. Listen, it's a Saturday night, okay? I should be sounding like that. Let's just be honest about it, folks. Why do I not got the tequila on live? Let's be honest. I'm sorry. If you're a Trump supporter, you can let me know. Man, okay. Genuinely, I now have a link tree in my bio. Shout out to that guy. I do have a link tree in my bio now. So if you want to check that out, you can. And never any pressure to support monetarily. Truly, I mean it. You guys, I am so unbelievably grateful to be able to just talk about politics. It means the world. I wake up grateful every single day. Oh my. Holy smokes. All right, we're going to let up another. Gail, good to see you. We're going to let up another Trump supporter. I'll mod for you. Emailed you a while ago. And yes, Dark Sunray. I might have to make that happen. I got to figure out how to do this on YouTube. Yo, first of all, TJ, thanks for becoming part of the Maori Squad over on YouTube. I actually appreciate you so much. W's for TJ. Dark Sunray, thanks for the $2. It really means the world from the bottom of my heart. I got to figure out mod stuff. It literally means the world. And not only TJ, not only Dark Sunray, who we need W's for. Let me be clear. These are great individuals. Can we get some W's? At least 100 for Sandy. Okay, Sandy just sent me a $100 YouTube super chat. That is fucking unbelievable, saying loving the live. Sandy, I appreciate you so fucking much from the bottom of my heart. You have no idea. I never take that for granted, and it goes a really long way. And I also know that it is not an easy thing to do in an economy that fucking blows because of this guy. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really, really appreciate it. I always put this in relation to Celsius's because I have a problem with spending money on caffeine. And so $100 that's many Celsius's. Well, a lot. I don't know quite how many, but it's many. No, but genuinely from the bottom of my heart, that was unbelievably kind. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's? It means so fucking much. And Dark Sunray, thank you again for the $2. Can we get a million W's as well? TJ, becoming a part of the Maori Squad, that really helps me out. It's like $4 a month. You guys are so fucking kind. You guys are so kind. Fuck. I love you. All right. Thank you guys. Well, I really, really appreciate it. We'll let up another Trump supporter. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know in the comments. I'll bring you up on TikTok. Thanks for being over on YouTube. If make sure you subscribe and like and follow if you want. Double tap the screen. Celsius is so good, bro. Thanks for the mustache. Chat. I don't know how we is the YouTube. Thanks for everyone being here. No.
What's up, Chris?
No, you're good, Dark Sunray. Did the link work to join my Discord? I think it's in the link tree in my TikTok. Also, is the audio good on YouTube, chat? Hello?
What's up, Chris?
Not much. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. Why do you like Trump?
I mean, there's a multitude of reasons.
Amazing. Let's hash those out. Celsius and
One, I'd say
Ashlyn,
just projecting. For one, I'd say like projecting strength, peace through strength.
have we talked before?
I think that we have, yeah. But if you want to talk about, if you want to pick a topic, I'll talk about. I don't know what
Listen,
we've talked about.
Mona, I never do this, dude. I never do this. I will always re-talk to people. This feels wrong. This feels wrong. I feel like a bad person for doing what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry. Okay, you're a nice person. We've talked before. No disrespect. But as it gets toward 1 a.m., if you're a Trump supporter, we've never talked. I'm sorry. Multitude of reasons. Oh well, it's true. There's many reasons, and well, we're looking into it strongly. It's a beautiful place. I walked in, I said, wow, what a beautiful place. And all right. Gail says boundaries are healthy. That they are. The therapist that I've seen once a week for 11 years would probably laugh at that comment. Just want to point that out. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know in the comments down below. I'll bring you up. What do I think is wrong with Democrats right now? Fucking fuck. I mean, there's a multitude of things wrong with I would start. Congressional Democrats have the lowest approval rating in modern American history. And I want to be clear. Like, most people see me as like a, quote, establishment Democrat. I don't know. I mean, I think like the moderate wing of the Democratic Party is too moderate. I think a lot of the like leftists I can't stand. I'm like often in between, and I'm like, nuance exists. But look, I think like one of the problems, I think that I've said that Democrats, you're walking into a really bad scenario after the 26 midterms. If you can't get your shit together, you have a record number of independents, and you have to figure out how to actually be a party for Americans. And I think right now it's just about getting politicians in that care. I always say, I don't care what you believe in, but believe in something. And you've got to start driving home to the American people. Look, like everyone is tired of money in politics. It's part of the reason Donald Trump got elected, because of this like eroding faith in government that he exploited so aggressively. I want to be clear. He really, really, really exploited it heavily. And so I think you have to start driving a wedge, which some Democrats are doing successfully, of, look, we got to suck money out of politics. We're not taking no more corporate PAC money. Let's pass the stock trading bill. Be clear that you're working for the American people. But I think part of the problem with Democrats right now is that, I mean, if you go back to 2024, I think you just seen right now, and I think less so now, but a year ago, seen as the party of the elites, lost the working class, became kind of out of touch in ways. I don't know. It's a really complex topic. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. I will bring you up. Paige, Jade, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Hope you're doing well. Long time no see. Yes, we can, Rochelle. You guys are so fucking kind to me all the time. Is MAGA hello? Can you guys do me? I'm gonna ask a huge favor. Can we double tap the screen and really share live? Yeah, where are the Trump supporters? I know y'all are here. Real quick, Tiffany. Oh my goodness, this was an hour ago. I feel horrible. Thank you so much for $5 on Venmo. That means the world. Quick Celsius. I'm serious. Quick Celsius. It's genuinely very helpful. Keep up the great work. Follow me back on TikTok, please. Tiffany RN. I will. I'll drop a fall back. Tiffany, are you still here? Oh, what a great individual. You're the best. You rock. I do want to be clear. I don't do like I'm not promoting anybody. Send me money for a follow back. Like, if you just type in the comments, if I see you, maybe I'll drop a follow back. Just Tiffany, what a great person. Thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate you genuinely. Get some W's for Tiffany in the comments down below. You're the GOAT. Haley, good to see you. If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. Haley, good to see you. I had to withdraw from school after I had so much proof and still didn't have my case go anywhere. I'm so sorry. Graduated in May after 6 years of fighting for this and switching to a new university. Thanks for talking about this. Haley. Let's go back a second. Wait, is this? First of all, can we get 1 million W's in the chat for Haley? I really appreciate $5. It means the world. I'm so fucking sorry. That your case didn't go anywhere. But graduating in May after 6 years of fighting for this, and then you're switching to a new university. Well, good luck with everything. Can we get some W's for Haley? Keep your head up. I'm sorry that did not go your way. I really appreciate the support, though. Truly, there's never any pressure to donate monetarily ever. I hope you know that. I really, really appreciate that. If you're a Trump supporter, you can let me know. I really, really, really appreciate you. Seriously. Thanks, Fee. Oh, Fee, it's so good to see you. Your lives are killer. If you guys don't follow Fee talks back. What a great individual. Rochelle, thank you so much for the $1. It really means the world. Thank you so much for advocating for women and constantly using your voice for good. So proud of how far you've come, even despite mental health challenges. You give me so much hope for the future. Wow, that was really fucking kind. Can we get 1 million W's for Rochelle in the comments down below? That's it's very kind. I appreciate that. The fight continues every day. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, truly. Haley and Rochelle, you guys are the best. Oh my goodness, Jennifer, you sent me money last night and my fucking live died. So can we get 1 million W's for Jennifer for $35? That's unbelievable. Here's to a great No Kings Day. Thank you for always doing your best out there. As usual, stay kind to yourself stay as kind to yourself as you are to us. Jennifer's been saying this for so long. Been supporting for so fucking long. It means the world. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys are so kind. I never, ever, ever take it for granted. Truly. Thank you. Bren! It's good to see you. Holy smokes. Bren has been a supporter and a mod for the longest ever. We love Bren. Chris, I've had some interesting convos about raising kids in politics. My oldest, being 19 and being 11, would love to talk about the challenges. Oh my goodness. Yes, Bren. Bren is still here. Okay. First of all, can we get 1 million W's for Bren in the chat for $5? Like, that's actually super kind. Your oldest is 19? Oh yeah, I guess Texas. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that would make sense. W's, give me 2 seconds here. You're the best. Amy, thank you so much for another $5. Or for $5. It's so good to see you. It's been a long time. Happy to see you. Big love from CA. My God, you guys are fucking kind. Holy shit. If we get 1 million W's for Amy, it's been a while. Hope California's treating you well. It's still fucking freezing, fucking cold in Chicago. So unbelievable. Thank you guys for all the support. It really, 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 really means a lot. Love a therapy goer, of course. Are you kidding me, bro? Everyone should go to therapy once a week, every week for too long. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hold on a second. Okay, well, it's just, all right. What happened to my eye? No, nothing. I have some like weirdo thing going on with my eye. We're going to let up a Trump supporter in 1 second, but first, can we get...
Oh my God, Chris.
Can we get so much love? Can we get so much love for this great individual in the chat? Okay, Bren has been a supporter of mine and a great mod for God knows how long, a billion, many years. So Bren, hi, how are you?
Chris, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so honestly, thank you so much for bringing me up.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I want to bring this conversation to the table is because, okay, so I have a 19-year-old and I have an 11-year-old. I had 2 miscarriages in between my children, so that's why there's an age gap, because many people ask me, why do I have a 19-year-old and an 11-year-old? Back when my 19-year-old was my youngest child's age, which is 10 or 11, politics wasn't an issue, right? Like, it never came up. He never asked us about politics. It wasn't a thing. Nowadays, and I live in Texas, so let's be real, I'm a blue dot and a red C. My youngest is being influenced by his peers. And it's because, okay, so this is what I think. I think it's because the the children are being so influenced by the adults in their lives, and they're hearing the things because, I mean, let's take you when you were younger. Did you hear a lot about politics when you were 10 years old? No.
No.
When I was 10 years old, did I hear about politics? No. When Dylan, who's 19, didn't hear about politics when he was 10 years old. My youngest is hearing about it because I think it's become more of a conversation amongst the adults.
100%.
And so the kids that are my 11-year-old are hearing about it a lot more. And so I'm gonna tell you, when Donald Trump got reelected, Blake, my youngest, came home
Quinn,
and
I
he's like,
really, really appreciate you in the comments on YouTube. You're the best. Sorry, Brian, continue.
that's okay. When Donald Trump got reelected, my youngest, who was 11, he came home and he's like, Donald Trump got elected. Donald Trump got elected. And my heart sank. Like, my heart sank because I have never had to have that conversation with him.
Yeah.
And it's because I never had to have that conversation with my oldest. And so it never dawned on me to have a conversation with my 11-year-old, right?
Right.
So I'm struggling with how, I don't know, like how I don't want to influence him.
Yeah.
I want my children to think for themselves, but they are being my child is being influenced.
Well, first of all, I just want to point out, and I think the comments would agree with me here, which is two things. Number one, this is a really, really like hard thing to figure out because I don't think anyone's ever had to deal with it. And so the fact that you are attempting to think about it while also being mindful that you want your children to figure out their own version of the world, and you don't want to influence them in certain ways, is so, like, it speaks so highly to who you are as a parent and a mother. So can we get like a million W's in the chat and some love for Bren, because this is some outstanding parenting. Okay, I have personally witnessed the opposite of this many times, and you're not even taking it as a step of, oh, I need to think about this. You're taking it as a step of, I need to think about this, and I need to think about the fact that I want my kids to be able to find their own direction in the world. Obviously, there's nuance to that. But no, this is like, it's really fascinating because again, I think part of it is like, again, like, it's not even, it's more of a conversation amongst adults, but even like as we're sitting here, it's like culture. It's like, when I'm fucking 24. So yeah, so when I was like 10, like politics is like the adult stuff. And that's how it was, you watch CNN, you watch fucking CBS, C-SPAN, whatever. And now it's like not only more of a conversation, but it's bled into, it's cultural. Like, we're on TikTok and I'm a quote political content creator. It's like, Jesus Christ. So now, like in this cultural setting where people are getting their entertainment, entertainment is bleeding to politics, which I think is generally just really negative for our democracy. And if I had it my way, well, I mean, maybe I'd choose to be like, in some ways, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I'd choose to be homeless if it meant that our democracy was like, just like more functioning in political, like, so politics on social media couldn't spread so much misinformation. That's a different issue. But, obviously I don't want to be homeless, chat, but you get what I'm saying, okay? Some things were simpler when it was all mainstream media. And we know the problems with mainstream media, but you get what I'm saying, right? There's a lot of misinformation. But like, oh man, like there's got to be, and it's also like,
I know it's hard. It's hard, right?
This directly,
so hard.
Chat. You got to throw some ideas out here. But I also think like, man, this is like correlates to the same about like, okay, he's 11, 12, like iPads, phones, technology. Like, how is he? The type of like, it's got to relate to like restricting that, but not restricting in a way where you're like. Is he like around screens a lot?
Okay, so, well, I'll be honest. Yes, he's around screens, but like,
and that's okay. That's not. I don't. Wait. I just want to be clear. No. That's not a bad thing.
No. That's okay. No, I'll be honest. What he is he's on the VR and he plays monkey tag. Like, that's the extent of his screen.
Okay.
The thing with me is, I live in Texas. Mm-hmm. We are a blue dot in a my husband and I'm not going to speak for my children, but we are a blue dot in a red sea over here. And he's very oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? He's well, I mean, he's his friends, his peers are
Mm,
parents that
mm-hmm,
are
mm-hmm,
Trump supporters.
mm.
And so I literally, like the day that Trump was appointed
Fuck, that's
the
hard.
second
That's
time,
really hard.
oh my gosh, bro, like you don't even know. The second time Trump was appointed, he came home and he was like, Trump got elected, Trump got elected. And my heart sank. Like I didn't even know how to react to it. And so, like, I was quiet, like, I let my son do his thing, you know, and I had to really think about how I was going to address the fact that he was excited because I don't want to take that individual
Yeah.
thinking away from my children, right? But I think he's influenced, and also he's 11.
So
He
it's
doesn't
right.
know.
Right. So what
He
do you
doesn't know.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like so many and again, I just want to point out how impressive it is to me analyze like you are a fantastic mother. Just like analyzing that
Thank
many layers,
you.
like truly.
Thank
Because
you.
again, even to be able to sit there and not just be like and I'm not even suggesting that this would be like the wrong answer because fucking nobody knows in this crazy era. But like it would have been totally reasonable for you to be like, no, this is who Donald Trump is and all of these things. But I think it like I'm not suggesting that that's if I'm sure there's parents that have done that. Like that's I think I saw someone in the chat who said I'm in Louisiana, my 11-year-old did something similar and I told him the truth. I think that is a perfectly acceptable answer because like there's multiple acceptable answers, but I think it speaks volumes to again like your parenting to say I don't he's 11, so what can he really understand? He's personally excited about it. I don't want to influence, so it's like a lot of challenge. And again like I wasn't trying to be like, oh, screen time, like he's just on his iPad scrolling. I was genuinely like everyone. I mean, fucking, there's like AI classrooms these days, but if like, especially from the like kids at school, like I went to high school in a red area, and I was known as like, and I know you've heard this fucking story a billion times because you're always here, the like red, the raging liberal, but like I also like I heard about like when it had just started and Donald Trump was like in office and things were like really starting to kind of rumble a bit more like kids like came to school in like the MAGA hats or they talked about Trump because their parents had Fox blaring all the time. And so like you can already see in those moments like it culturally becoming a thing. I think that like I don't know if Chad has any. I don't know. What a good mom. I know, right? I don't know if anybody has thoughts on this in the comments, but it's like, fuck. Wait, what grade are you in if you're 11?
Well, he's in fifth.
Fuck, bro. I thought 11-year-olds were in like first grade. I don't remember this stuff. Okay, fifth grade. So fifth grade, you're like learning like, you're like, maybe you just. Oh my god. So what did you end up? You just like. Okay, and you just
Okay, so yeah, his friends were all excited that Trump was elected, and he came home and he was like, Trump got elected. I kind of like I didn't make a big deal about it because he's 11, and I've never had a political conversation with him, right? So like, how do you like? Here's the thing, like Dylan is 19. When he was 11, I didn't have to have these conversations with him. So as a parent, these growing pains kind of travel with you, so
yeah.
to speak, lack of a better word. So I'm like trying to learn how to navigate having a conversation with him. And so I guess that was it. That was really all the extent of the conversation. It was just like, oh, Trump won, even though my heart sank because we didn't want Trump to win. And we kind of left it at that, and he hasn't brought it up again. Like that was the extent of him bringing it up. So my thinking is, okay, well, it was the heat or the height of the election, and his peers are like, oh, Trump won, and so he's like, Trump won, and we kind of left it at that. But like, again, I want my children to think for themselves. I do not ever want my children to think the way that I think or the way that my husband thinks. I want them to make their own decisions. But at the same time, like, I want to share. So I guess this is the first time that I'm really trying to navigate how to share with my children politics, right? Because parents don't bring up politics with, like, my parents didn't bring up politics with me.
Yeah.
I don't know if your parents brought up politics with you.
No, it's interesting, and I'm curious. I know, Elizabeth, you were in the comments saying, welcome, by the way, if you want to, I think maybe you wanted to chat.
Yeah, no, chime in, because
Um,
how do you bring up this conversation,
yeah,
especially when your child is 11?
my parents were fun, and this is kind of, everyone's always like, oh, your parents must have been like mega wokies or something. But like, my parents fundamentally, and you can't, and the thing is, you cannot do that. I'm 24, so I'm not that old. But you can't do this now. But their fundamental belief, especially my father, was like, you can talk about politics. I'm not going to respond. Like, I'm not, like, I would be like, who did you vote for? I didn't know anything. And he was like, I'm not telling you. My parents wouldn't tell me. And the thing is, like, this isn't just like, if I asked a question about the world, they wouldn't answer it. But generally, like, my parents were real. Like, my dad was like, I want you to figure it out. And that was the attempt. And I would learn later that my dad grew up, like, his whole life very invested in politics and the news, and was like would consider himself very conservative for a long time. He's voting for a Democrat for the first time, Obama, and then Obama again, and then Hillary. And now he like watches MSNBC every night, and he's like, I'm a never Trump conservative. I'm like, you're not a fucking conservative anymore. But he despises Donald Trump and all these people. But like, I never knew any of that until I was, like 18, and I was screaming about how much I hated Trump, and my dad was finally like, yeah, I hate this fucking guy too. But you can't do that now. You literally can't. You can't do that.
Yeah,
So
you can't.
Elizabeth, I'm curious what you think.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Just a little background from me. I'm a fifth grade teacher. I
Perfect.
I'm also a mother of two girls, and I'm a suburb of Seattle, but I live in a very rural area. So my kids are growing up in a very mixed group, and they hear both sides of it. And I totally agree with you and your approach to things. And one of the things that I think is most important, and as a parent, is to teach my kids to love radically. And that is to like, we care a lot and support LGBTQ issues. We care a lot about like various different minorities and stuff. And my kids hear lots of stuff, and I'm going to empathize. I have two girls. The red pill on the boy spectrum is real tough right now. My kids hear
It's
this.
so bad.
It's
Chris, do you know
so,
about the red pill? Oh,
yeah.
it's bad. It's so bad.
I mean, I have a girl going off to college now, and she cannot wait to get away from the red pilled boys. So it's bad, and my girlfriends struggle with their sons on this. But I think it's so much exposure on like trying to find spaces to like volunteer with like, we serve meals and stuff to like the homeless population, and volunteering in ways like that. We support and attend LGBTQ pride events, and like we just went to like a sparkle party and stuff. And then the kids start to notice more when things go against our family values. It's not necessarily like telling them how to vote or like getting in the political side, but they start to hear things and they're saying, what my friend said doesn't ring true to me. And it like, it guides them in a way. And I like, it's funny because they're way more radical than me now on it, but it was just teaching that radical love, volunteering in the right places, caring about people and things and stuff like that. And they have naturally come to their own conclusion as both teenagers. I have a 15 and 18-year-old. I feel
Hold on.
like
Can I stop you on that point? Like you have
yes,
teenagers,
absolutely.
right? Okay,
Yes.
so and I don't mean to interrupt you, but so let me just touch on my teenagers. So we've never had to have a conversation with him. He's always just kind of been on his own and he's learned on his own and he's formed his own opinion. Like we've never had a political conversation with him up until I would say he's 19, so I would say up until like 2 years ago. What I'm feeling
Mm.
like my 11-year-old is so much more impressionable when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to politics. And let me get this straight. I am not trying to like mold my child, right?
For sure.
But I want
Yeah.
my child to understand and be informed. So I guess it goes along with parenting. It's another layer of parenting. I didn't have to do it with my older child, but I feel like I'm having to, oh gosh, again, I hate to say mold, but like I'm trying to
Mm, I
teach my
understand.
child. Do you understand what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like I don't want to say it
Yes.
without being like wrong, like without saying something wrong. You know what I
Empathy,
mean?
Mm,
Empathy.
empathy has become because. Sorry to interject, and I know Maeve.
No, that's
Welcome,
okay.
but Elizabeth is like so right. You like lead with like values. It's so interesting that like those values have then become like political. You know, like in my realm,
yeah.
one of the things my dad did super early on. I was like, fuck, I was like 8, and he would sit down before I went to bed every day with me and my twin brother and my older sister, and he'd read To Kill a Mockingbird, and I didn't understand at the time. But my dad, like fundamentally, he like very, very early on was like consistent about being like, this is what we have. This is what other people don't have. This is how you are treated different in society because of how you look, etc. And then just left it. And that I fundamentally believe had like a core, then led me down a path of like empathy. But it's like crazy because then that like now that is political. I don't fucking, or maybe, I mean, it's always been
Yes.
political, but you know what I mean. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Chris. Hi, everyone. So I'm not a parent, but I'm a woman of color, and I'm a Black woman, and I have seen my parents own international schools. So it's interesting to see people from all walks of life, different backgrounds in certain spaces. I think at this point, this goes beyond politics. I don't even think you can label it politics anymore. It's more of a moral thing at this point because the president is pretty much a caricature of ridiculousness right now. I think it's it's the point of just slowly implementing the idea of morals, sexism, misogyny, but like in a way an 11-year-old would kind of understand, like what a bully is, for example, what a bully looks like, the kind of language a bully uses. And you know what? You know the kind of language our president uses.
Yeah. You
Yes,
just hit it on the nail. Yeah.
yes. I think like those are the ways to just slowly kind of implement those ideas to him. Standing up for people, standing up for little kids, people of color, because obviously he's in a classroom with people of different races.
Hmm.
People are going to get bullied, and just knowing, I think like that's kind of what you should kind of feed into him slowly. Just the idea of morals, what racism is, sexism, looking different from your other peers, misogyny, and again, just kind of pinpointing the kind of language and rhetoric. I don't want to use rhetoric, but like the kind of language that this person's using and just saying, hey, do you think this sounds right to you? How would you feel if someone said this to you? How would you feel if someone said this to your mom, to me? And obviously he wouldn't like that. He would say, no, this is wrong. This isn't right. And just like kind of just breaking things down in a way that's on his level. So he kind of understands that, hey, this is right, this is wrong. Like the president, and obviously you don't want to, I understand what you're saying in terms of not wanting to mold him as a person. But then you're obviously a parent, and that comes with guidance, and you're obviously doing a beautiful job even having this kind of concern in the first place and wanting to nurture him in a way where he has a kind of mindset to provide a safe space for his peers and himself, like growing up. So I will say, yeah, just don't be too hard on yourself. And yeah, I think like just slowly giving him those ideas to think about right from wrong, moral, sexism, misogyny, racism. But yeah, that's all I
that
wanted
was
to say.
like beautifully said, man. Dubs.
Oh,
That was
thank
so,
you.
yeah, that was beautifully said. And I want to ask you a question actually, because
Yes.
so someone in the chat just said, it's your job as a mom to mold your child, is it not? No, it's not my job to mold my child. My job is to teach my child to become the individual that he is meant to be and to think for himself and to, no, I am not going to mold my child into a Democrat, independent, Republican. My job is to mold my child into him as an individual. Like that comment just, I'm sorry, that comment set me off a little bit.
Who said that?
Someone in the chat.
Someone's
Someone in the chat.
catching a ban. Someone's catching a ban.
Yeah, someone in the chat. It is not my job to mold my child into any of that. My job as a mother is to encourage my child, encourage, keyword, my child into being a good individual, into being a good human, to do good things, to, you know what, like, I just,
And you're doing
Man, can we get
beautifully.
some
You're doing
W's in the
amazing.
chat for all these great people on the panel? This is very good.
and you know what, Chris, I know this is like totally different from your lives, and I appreciate you so much for bringing this to the table, because I think it's actually a conversation that's not talked about a lot.
I was
Is
literally thinking that as you were speaking. I was like, man, this is a real political blind spot for me. And then I was thinking like how culturally challenging this must be for so many people.
it really
Or
is,
culturally
because
challenging. Sorry.
like, okay, so let's take Dylan, for example. I know you don't know Dylan in person, but you know about Dylan. Dylan,
Horns up. I almost did down.
yeah, horns up.
Fuck.
I didn't have to have these conversations with him. Because it wasn't brought into his world as a child or as a teenager until he got into high school, and then he really started getting into politics, and then he really started asking me and his dad about politics. Whereas Blake, I feel like it's something that we have to pay attention to. But again, I'm not trying to sway my child to think one way or the other. You know, Dylan's already made his decision. Dylan already knows which way he sways. But I have an 11-year-old that like is being swayed. And listen, I love my child. I voted for McCain, okay? I voted for Obama. It's okay to vote Republican or Democrat. It's about what's right and what's wrong. But I don't want my child who's 11 to be completely swayed or influenced by the MAGA. And that's the problem that I'm facing. So I'm trying to navigate that.
You're doing
Another
great.
thing. Oh, another thing I wanted to say in this, and it comes up like pretty naturally, and I do this a lot as I teach American history up to the Revolution and stuff. And one of the things that we do is
You teach fifth, man. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah,
Thank you for being a teacher, by the way. I'm just like sometimes I look back and I'm
Yes.
like in fifth grade. I don't know. I just don't do like when I heard someone was 11. I'm like, you're in like second grade. Apparently you're in fifth grade. You're learning about history. Well, maybe I was just a bad kid up until. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. But one of the things that I do a lot, like as we teach these things, is ask questions like, you know, all the explorers came over, but it was like, how did the indigenous people feel at that time? What do you think they were thinking? What did they experience? When Trump is putting out horrific comments about people with dyslexia, it's like, how do you think those people feel that have like, differences in their learning abilities or what they're doing? And do you think that's true for them? And like asking questions is like beyond powerful, and kids are naturally so empathetic and kind and care about these things. And so just asking them how they feel, like they come to the right conclusion like 99% of the time.
That's a really good point. Wow. Some W's in
Yeah, that's a really great point.
some W's. Okay, really
Thank
quick,
you.
guys, by the way. This is what a great panel discussion, truly. Some W's in the chat. And if anybody has, and I love it, and I would love to continue for the rest of the night. It's one. Truly, I would. It's 1:30 for me, so I've got to start wrapping. If I'm going to do like maybe one more debate, I'm going to get off. So, any final thoughts here before? I'm so sorry. I close.
it's
At least for
okay.
now, we can have the conversation again. Because Bren, what a great.
Yeah.
These are great. Can we get some love for Elizabeth? This is a fantastic. Thank you for being a teacher. So underappreciated. And Bren, what a fantastic mother. And Maeve just
Yes.
bringing in some real insightful. This is all great. Go ahead. Sarah.
Well, Chris, I honestly I appreciate you bringing this topic to the table because I think it's not talked enough about. And like our kids being brought up in society even today. And not even talking about when Dylan was, 10 years old. He's 19 now. But thank you so much for even letting me bring this topic to the table because I think it's so important. And listen, you get it all the time as a 23-year-old. Oh, you're 23, and what do you know about politics? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, they can all fuck themselves, first of all. And second of all, honestly, you have no idea what it means to me that you allowed me to bring this to the table. And if you're willing to let me come back up, I would love to come back up and we can continue the conversation. I know
Always.
you need to cycle some people out, but I appreciate you so much, honestly.
Always. Of course, Bren.
Honestly.
You have been a supporter for
Thank you,
so long, and
Chris.
you're the best. Truly, I
Thank
appreciate
you for creating a safe space for women to have these conversations
Yes.
as well. It's really important because I never actually thought about, I'm in my early 20s, but I mean, I want to have kids someday, but I never actually thought about that. But I just want to say you're doing an amazing job. Just even, coming on here and having this conversation. First Chris, like opening the space up for us, and you as well for being such an incredible mom. Don't be too hard on yourself. That's what I would say as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, both of you, Elizabeth, and is it Mav? Is that how we
Maeve.
say it? Maeve.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate both of you. And honestly, chat, y'all have been amazing, except for a handful. Not gonna lie, a handful of you are in
Oh,
there
they're
being,
relentless.
trolls.
They're relentless.
But and then of course, Chris, you know how much I love you. You know how much I support you, and you giving me this platform to talk about this conversation is incredible because I think it's not talked about enough. And I think our kids need to be talked about more when it comes to politics because
100%.
it is a completely different story than even when you were 10.
100%. There's no question. It's like truly something that I really thought about truly for the first time like tonight, and it's so true. So yeah, of course, anytime. All right, I'm gonna make sure everyone. I know Maeve and Brandon follow you. Elizabeth, thanks for the thoughts, and thanks again for being such a great teacher. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I followed you, Elizabeth.
You guys are the best.
And Maeve, I followed you too. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna let you guys down, but thank you, and I love you. Elizabeth, did you have any final things, or I don't want to like cut you off, or you?
No, thank you. I
No,
think you're the
just
best.
thank
I
you.
followed you since the beginning, Chris.
Oh.
Since like 10 or I don't know, close to 10 years probably now. I love you guys.
Bro, can we get to 1,000,000 W's for Elizabeth in the chat? I appreciate you. You guys are all the best. All right. Bye, Maeve. Bye, Elizabeth.
you.
Bye, Bren.
God, thank you.
You're the best. You guys are all the best. Yo, can we actually get some? That was a great panel. That was very fucking informative. It was informative for me. And there's part of me sitting there going, damn, this really is a really big problem. Like, I would not know. Now, I wouldn't know how to raise a kid because I'm 24, okay? I can't even keep track of my wallet and my keys, all right? There's no shot, all right? No kids anytime soon for me. Well, I just completely lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ. But this adds a whole nother. I mean, also for me, I'm just like, what if I work in politics? Like, do you think like Barron has a shot at this? Like, Barron Trump's fucked. You know, if I work in politics and I have a kid, then it's just over. You know, he's fucked. But seriously though, that was a very informative panel, and I actually fit. Now I'm just like, man, fuck. There's always something you learn. It's a good thing to learn, but I'm just like, man, what? It's so interesting culturally. And again, this kind of goes back to some of the conversation we had. I mean, this is obviously more than words, but like some of these things that affect everyday people, it could really have an effect on everyday people. And I saw so many people in the comments saying, I think about this all the time too. People over on YouTube saying, I have kids, this really fucks with my head, I'm trying my best. And it's like, man, there's so many things like this that just like have such a deep effect on the American public, and is not good. And then you're more stressed. And then, I don't know, if there's Republicans in the chat who are like, well, why the fuck does that matter? I'll take it back. I mean, here's the thing, like, you know, I know most people these days, it's like, oh, we don't care about empathy or morals. Fine. I will shred you. I will shred you 10 out of 10 days on anything economically. So if we're just going to throw morals out the window, I mean, I bet that there's at least some reasonable reason to believe that all of these people who you see as just economic vessels are not contributing as much as they could to our ever-growing GDP because they're constantly stressed all the time, which means they're getting more sick, which means they're, you know, spending more time needing, you know, healthcare and spending less time working because, you know, the president of the United States is such a fucking dick. So I'll shred you any which way you want, okay? Just remember that. Remember that. Some MAGA Justin says Chris has no original thoughts or ideas. Well, it may be true. Could be. It could be true. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh. All right. All right. Lock the fuck in. Are there Trump supporters in the chat? You are lost. D. Joe. Please come up and talk to me. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Looks like you're a grown man. I don't know what I'm doing on this app. Great bio. Come on. If I'm lost, come help me not be lost. Don't be scared now. Tess, what happened? Tess, what happened? Someone banned you, Tess? Don't be banned at Tess, chat. Tess has been a supporter for a long time. Hello? Joe? Got Darth Vader. Bro, 2 lives in a row? I'm sorry, Tess. I'll figure that out. I apologize. Guys, don't be doing. Yo, Joe, we got Darth Vader, bro. You said you were gonna. I was lost. I would like to be unlost now. Please help. Joe, you're on. Joe?
You're not letting me speak.
Jesus Christ. All right, so welcome. How old are you? How old are you? All right. Joe, you here? Joe? Joe, can you hear me? Joe? This dude's definitely like literally, this dude's doxing me right now. Joe? Joe, last chance. All right. So this is what I just want to point out. This is what happens. And to anybody, I just want to point out, to anybody who goes live on TikTok or wants to start debating or wants to start, I don't know, you want to start posting content, first of all, I advise you do it. Fuck it. And if you're passionate about politics and you go live, remember, this is who's in your chat, okay? People are going to come and they go like this. They go like this. First of all, you're better and smarter and more gifted than all of them. I'm sure some of them may be good people. They may be, okay? But number one, don't ever doubt yourself. And number two, when you see someone chatting and you think in your mind, someone says, you're lost, and you think, oh God, who is this? That's who it is, all right? It's fucking Darth Vader. Hello? He's like, the guy's literally asleep. All right, don't let these people yap in your ear, because every single time they go like this, oh, you're lost. MAGA's this, and you let them up, and all of a sudden it's like they don't know where they are. They're lost in the sauce. He wouldn't let me talk. Joe, you had the floor. You hit me with a Darth Vader. Like, bro, what is going on over here? Joe, come up again. Come on. Joe. Come on, Joe. I invited you again. You said I wouldn't let you speak. Bro, this guy has to be doxing me. There's like no way. He's over here typing on a computer. He's like some evil supervillain shit, dude. Getting exactly. It's like the Disney movies. I'm cracking the firewall. All right, Joe, you've lost your chance, bro. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, this is the type of people you deal with on an everyday basis. Hello?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me? I'm not like Joe. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Howdy?
27, unfortunately, but.
Okay. Why do you like Trump?
I mean, I don't really anymore, but do you support, like, Israel or?
Well, listen, Tanner.
I'm a Republican, don't get me wrong, but, like.
Tanner, listen. I appreciate any Republican who doesn't love Trump, okay? And I'm sure there's many things we're going to disagree on here, but unfortunately, just at the moment. Normally I'm so nice. Normally I'll talk this through, I'll be like, oh, not right now, no stuff. So I hate kicking you. I'm just on one of those days. I'm like, it's getting late. Tanner, I actually appreciate you. Maybe we can talk again soon. Just looking for MAGA though, if you are here. And I get it. I get being a Republican and not a Trump supporter. And there may be some people who disagree with me about this, but fuck yeah. All right. I think the tent's big. All right. Fucking, if you're willing to fight against this guy, you're on my team probably. Probably because, well, politics gets weird sometimes. Politics gets weird, you know? Nick Fuentes said, vote for Democrats. That guy's not on my team. No, thank you. Pass. Okay? Pass. Someone said dodging the Israel question. No. Not dodging the Israel question. I literally talked about this I'm pretty sure I went on a pretty big rant about this last live, if anybody remembers. I was like, Israel is doing awful, atrocious things. I used the G word, and then I said, but I'm not going to sit here and stand for somebody coming up in my live and, you know, like dealing a bunch of rampant anti-Semitism. And then I went on a whole rant about how I don't talk about the issue as much as I probably want to, because the rampant anti-Semitism in our country amongst both the left and the right is so abhorrent to me. It feels impossible to navigate. So it's bled into every fabric of our society. It's bled into lots of Democrats. It's bled into every TikTok comment section. It's awful. It's horrible. And so I don't fucking know anymore. All right. Pretty simple. Steph says, Why, Why is that a Bro, what? If you're a Trump supporter, let me know. They all work together, both sides. Jesus Christ. Feet Radio, thank you. Debate you on Lebanon, no thanks. Hello.
Howdy. It doesn't surprise me that Sleepy Joe was asleep.
Has to be a troll.
As it was, as it will be, as Iran. You know, as it turns out, Iran, you know, they got the straight of Hamas. They don't have the gay of Hamas.
What did I just listen to? I just don't think denouncing Israel government IOF is participating in anti-Semitism. Yeah, I don't think denouncing the Israeli government is participating in anti-Semitism either. I think that there is anti-Semitism that is rampant in TikTok political spaces amongst people who consider themselves part of the left and the right. I think that a lot of those people don't realize that they're being anti-Semitic, but they absolutely are. I agree with you. I think Benjamin Netanyahu and all of those individuals should be locked away in a cell. Benjamin Netanyahu, I would agree with Joe Biden on this standpoint that he's prolonging this war for his own personal gain and to stay out of prison because he has another corruption trial unrelated to all of the crimes he has committed here. that's certainly true. People have taken the idea that you can't, that criticizing the Israeli government is not anti-Semitic, because it's not. They have taken that idea and they have spun it a billion different ways, and they have become. I firmly believe, like, I think it's so distressing how often, like, I see videos on TikTok of, like, I don't even know what, of just any, like, something relating to the atrocities we see in Gaza and Israel and all, and the G word, right? And I feel like, but that's not a good example. I feel like, I'm trying to think of the other video that I saw this, because I have screenshots of it. There was another video where maybe someone was talking about this issue, but the top comments with people with blue hearts, people who had like were clearly leftists in some capacity. Like, top comment, maybe we owe the German guy an apology. That's not criticizing the Israeli government. You are a raging anti-Semite, and your hatred for your supposed empathy for the Palestinian people has turned your stupid little mush brain into a just like horseshoe theory being so real. You are a raging, hateful, bigot, and anti-Semite. Someone said, like, Phoebe, well, first of all, shout out Phoebe. Love, what a great individual always in these lives. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And I have screenshots. I have these screenshots because I scroll TikTok and I go, what the fuck is going on right now? What is happening? It drives me nuts. Here we go. Right here. Found the video. I found it. This is the Palestinian News Network, okay? They go to Washington, D.C., and they basically are on Capitol Hill, and they look for anyone that looks important, like in a suit, and they say, sir, what is your position on Israel-Palestine? And then if the people, people answer. And if they try walking away, then the Israel-Palestine Network say, oh, no. Why don't you call it the G word? Why don't you do these things? Okay, that's the premise of all the videos. That is the premise of all the videos. This is a video I found. There's a Republican who's being interviewed, okay? Press secretary for a Tennessee congressman. And he's talking about how Israel is great. What the actions they're taking are great. Obviously not. I've used the G word now multiple times. I want to be clear. This is the top comment on that video of a Republican saying that Israel is taking the right actions. Okay? And the Palestinian News Network guy going, what's your opinion? The top comment, quote, the German guy knew what was up. 1,000 likes. The next comment below that, the top reply, all jokes aside, I'm actually starting to believe that's true. What are we doing? What are we talking about here? This is not acceptable at any level. This is fucking madness to me. And I really do believe that it is so, it is not I think one of the problems right now with the left is that people who I think should be talking, I think nobody talks about nobody talks about the anti-Semitism that is clearly just infected the American populace in general. And I want to be clear here. I have argued on this live, and I'm going to say this again. I've used the G word for what Israel is doing because that's the reality. Benjamin Netanyahu and the other people need to be locked up. And I firmly believe that the actions Benjamin Netanyahu is taking is making everybody less safe, and it's making Jewish individuals worldwide less safe, right? I think for a variety of reasons, Benjamin Netanyahu is an awful, horrible individual, okay? But nobody talk, if you, again, when I get on a TikTok live and I say anti-Semitism is raging, this is fucking horrible. It speaks volumes that I'm being thrown questions about, oh, what are you trying to say here? Chris, are you supporting Israel? Have you lost your fucking mind? Have we lost our minds? This is crazy. This is madness to me. And it's part of the reason I don't see a positive way to navigate this. And maybe the answer to navigate is that I should start posting and being I'm really sick of seeing rampant anti-Semitism all over the place. Someone said anti-Semitism isn't anti-Zionism. Sure, I'm talking about TikToks that say the German guy, we owe the German guy an apology. Stop. I'm sorry. I'm so sick of every single time this topic is brought up. If I was a Jewish person right now in America, I would be terrified. I am so sick of this topic being brought up, and I'm getting thrown things that are well, anti-Zionism. Bro, We're talking about the most hate crimes in the country right now against any given group. And this is not fucking Trump DOJ statistics. Biden DOJ statistics, anti-Jewish hate crimes, top of the list. I'm talking about right now, I'm not talking about Zionism. I'm talking about a fucking comment where somebody said the German guy is right. Why is not everybody agreeing with me and denouncing this? The left is the fucking, apparently the moral, like, we always talk about every group that's being, dehumanized or racism and bigotry, but then it seems like this issue, like the anti-Semitism thing is just not something anyone wants to talk about. And I don't understand how you can't, I don't understand why you can't talk about that and the fact that Israel is committing a G-word at the same time. I don't. And the reality of me saying this on TikTok Live is I bet so much money that so many people agree with this take. And they won't say it. And they won't say it because the loudest voices right now are not doing a good job fucking handling any of this, in my opinion. Just saying. It's my take. It's a good take. Watch this, bro. It's fucking it is crazy to me to be seeing a video shitting on a Republican and the top comment, the German guy knew it was, bro. That is fucking crazy. I'm sorry, you're right, AJ. I'm sorry. What the fuck are we doing right now, dude? I'm just like, brother. There's definitely another. Hold up. Where is this? I'm cooking with gas, chat. That is true, Steph. That is true. That is true. I agree with that too. It's a good point. I probably am making too much of an assumption. You know what, Steph? I'll agree. Probably making too much of an assumption that some individuals belong to the left. They don't. I think it's very distressing. Definitely very distressing. Damn. I felt like there was really more comments here. Uh-oh. Someone's about to start slamming on my door. I'm yelling. I need to stop. Waving a Palestinian flag is not anti-Semitic. It's all important. Sorry, I was getting a little heated. All right, I apologize. It's just distressing, okay? I don't like the idea of seeing people that I'm supposed to be like, Democrats be like this or this. But they might not be Democrats. And to people's points, again, there's a multitude of conversations around this. I understand. I'm just saying, at a very basic level, we should do a better job talking about anti-Semitism. That's all. Okay? That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. Okay? It's very distressing to see. And for the record, I'm like, it's very distressing, but all hate crimes are up 1 billion. It's all distressing to see. The hatefulness in our society, everybody, and obviously I think that is come from one source. Brian Shapiro. I don't think so. Yeah, no, anti-Zionism, guys. Anti-Zionism is different than anti-Semitism. I know. I agree with you. I'm talking about the fact that I think I see comments that are actual anti-Semitism. And I don't think anti-Zionism has anything to do with talking about how the German guy is great. And I don't think it has anything to do with people in comment sections and in leftist spaces consistently, doing things that guys, what are we doing? Okay, look, there's been, what are we doing? As a Jewish American, you're not wrong. Mads, thanks for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Brian Shapiro? He's an older debate YouTuber I met protesting today. Oh, that's sick. Yo, holy shit. Wait, let me look him up. Let me look up my guy. That's kind of sick. We need to talk about Brian Shapiro? Why the fuck? Why is someone else making a video titled, "We need to talk about Brian Shapiro"? Do we, though? What is happening right now? Radio host calls me racist. Well, you were probably being racist. If Mads met this guy and this guy's fly, I trust him. Is it called pushing the limits? Is this him? Oh, yeah. This is him, my guy. Oh, wait, I've seen this dude before. Wait, hold up a second. Bro, does this guy be working for Occupy these days? Nah, this isn't an Occupy guy. Is this an Occupy guy? Nah. Oh, wait.
Oh, I'm asking.
No, he's a radio host.
When to war in Iran because of attack?
November 23 to October.
People say Brian's great. Okay, I'll check out some of his stuff. This looks sick.
Do you have a girlfriend, sir?
Yo, shout out to this guy. Yo, shout out to this guy. Yo, this video deserves more love. I don't even have to watch the other 29 minutes. Dude hit the MAGA guy with do you have a girlfriend? Cold, freezing.
Do you have a girlfriend, sir? You don't. I'm shocked because you sound like somebody that women would be flocking to.
Yo, this guy's this guy's a fucking legend. Mads, appreciate that. I'm gonna check that out. I hope he was nice at the protest. That's sick. That's hilarious. That's a guy. That's a sick ass dude right there. That's a sick ass dude. Shout out Brian Shapiro. I know nothing else about him besides the fact that I watched 5 seconds and he was like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Because it seems like women would be flocking to you. And he was talking to a MAGA guy and being sarcastic. That's fucking hilarious. Huge dubs. I bet that guy is a really smart debater. He's going on Piers Morgan on Wednesday? Oh, damn, this guy knows what's up, dude. First of all, Mads, I want to say, very cool you met him. Piers Morgan needs to invite me back. They invited me once. I went. Shredded. Invited me again. Canceled. Wow. But that's sick. I'll check out that Piers episode. I will say this, too, because it's getting late. It's getting late. You won't believe this, chat. And, I mean, I can say it. Who could say? Fox News invited me to be on their show on Friday. Fox National, 4 to 5 p.m. slot on a panel. Okay? Fox. And I said, excuse me, I will shred you. And they said, okay. This was the day that the DHS funding bill, Republicans are in chaos, so they passed it through the Senate, and everyone was like, it's done. And then, of course, House Republicans wouldn't pick it up. So Fox, as this happens a lot in this field, if anyone's aware of how live TV should be working, they cancel on people all the time because they shift around the schedule day to day because they have to bring the breaking, craziest news. So, you get canceled on a lot. So Fox was like, we're canceling on you, maybe next time, because the fucking breaking news shit about the bill. So whenever my guy, what show is this? I'm blanking on the name. This is the 4 to 5 p.m. show, Fox News. They said, come join. Come on, let's talk. I said, buddy, Fox, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into right now with me. Will Kane, thank you. Yes, the Will Kane show. I said, Will Kane, you think that you're gonna get me on a show? I said, what are we talking about? They responded. They said, a variety of culture topic issues. I said, you're gonna try. What you're gonna do is you're gonna try to walk me into some bullshit. Do you know who I am? No. I'm gonna shred you like I've never shredded anyone before. I was mad when they canceled. Next time though, don't worry. You'll see me on Fox. Got it, Matt. Your what is happening, my friend? Your comment reminded me of that. So also, but shout out to you meeting my guy, Brian Shapiro. I'll check him out, and I will check him out, Piers Morgan. I won't, because I won't watch Fox. You know what's crazy? I respect that. You know what? Much love. I totally respect that. I actually want to shake your hand. You know what? 100%. Don't go on Fox News, bro. You don't want to do that. I'd probably do the same thing. If my boy was like, yo, I'm going on Fox to debate, you'd be good now. I got other shit to do, bro. No, I get it. No, I get it. I get it. Man. Oh, I'd post clips for show. You know it. Okay. Oh, my God. Ugh. It's 2 a.m. Am I running from debates? I don't know, dude. Did your girlfriend leave you? Got his ass. Hello.
What's going on?
All right, I'm here. I'm not running. What can I help you with?
Yeah, I wanted to know why most people on the left are Democrats so against Trump and what he's doing right now. Outside of the emotional and so-called moral.
These are the chat again. When you go live on TikTok, if you go live, you talk to friends and family. These are the people you're running from. You're sprinting from them. You're sprinting from all of the unanswerable questions. Yeah. Besides the emotional, stuff, who Donald Trump is as a person. Sure. In 1 year, I think that his tariffs have caused inflation and hurt the economy. It's the slowest pace of hiring this country has seen in 25 years, not including COVID. And obviously, I think there's economic evidence to back up his tariffs causing inflation. I think he's waging a war with Iran that has no justification, that we're spending $1.5 billion a day on, $1 billion a day.
Slow down.
Okay.
So you support consumerism and
I'm sorry?
capitalism. So you support consumerism.
Do you know what a logical fallacy is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're engaging in a logical fallacy.
How is that when?
Yeah, because I think what you asked. I'm sorry, your mic's a little muffled, but I think what you asked is about potentially people in Iran or the Ayatollah or something.
I said, do you support consumerism?
Oh, consumerism. Sorry.
Because that's basically what the GDP is.
Yeah, sure. I support consumerism.
Spend money on frivolous money every day.
What?
That's basically what the GDP measures. People spending frivolous money every day. It's basically, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's not exactly what. Sure. Some. Okay.
So I mean, this is what I don't understand about people on the left. Y'all, most people on the left say they're anti-capitalist.
I'm not. I would consider myself a capitalist.
So you support capitalism?
I think most people on the left are capitalist. I think we're in bubbles where there's people online who consider themselves socialists or communists, and that's fine. But there's not a single elected Democrat who's not a capitalist. Zohran Mamdani is a capitalist. Bernie Sanders is a capitalist. I'm a capitalist just the same. I think that I support a significantly more regulated version of capitalism, at least in some ways. But yeah, I think that the majority of voters who are Democrats would consider themselves capitalists.
When you really just look at the ideology and the messaging of Democrats or anybody on the left, it's pretty much anti-capitalist.
Wait, every elected Democrat is a capitalist. Who is not a capitalist?
That's because both sides play a facade. They play a show.
So you're saying that they're lying about being capitalists?
Yeah, both sides are liars. I mean, that's what they paid to do. They paid to lie to the public.
I mean, I think okay.
So, okay. So you support immigration?
Yeah.
You support immigrants coming to America?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this: do you support how Trump's
chat really quick? Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, chat. Bernie is a capitalist. Bernie's absolutely capitalist. Like Bernie is he believes in a very regulated version of capitalism, but and I just want to be clear. As people in our chat that are socialists, I think that's fine. I think it's good. Like that's fine. But yeah, Bernie Sanders is absolutely a capitalist. Zohran Mamdani is absolutely a capitalist. Bernie Sanders would consider himself a democratic socialist. I think he obviously has some more left-leaning ideas, especially about how to regulate capitalism. But unless you're hearing somebody advocate that they want to get rid of, have the government well, I mean, there's obviously a difference between socialism and capitalism. But unless you're hearing, let's say, someone talk about getting rid of money or having the government own everything. Obviously, again, I'm talking about multiple different things. I'm talking about there's a difference between socialism and capitalism, or socialism and communism. Then they're not a communist or a socialist. And I would not consider Bernie Sanders from a definitional standpoint. He's not a socialist. I mean, I understand the connotation of the word that he's sure a socialist, and I like Bernie Sanders. I think Bernie Sanders is great, but he's a capitalist. Continue. Sorry.
Let me ask you this, and then I'm gonna go back to my previous question I was gonna ask you because it ties in together. Do you know how long your family been in America?
Mine? I actually have no idea.
So you wouldn't know if you consider yourself a WASP or not.
I don't know what that term means.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant, or basically what I like to term a white American Protestant settler.
Okay. Well, yeah, I wouldn't know. I truly like. I don't know where my family comes from. Like beside, like I know where my great grandparents grew up. I don't know anything past that.
You know, that's pretty much a lot of people in America, especially from your persuasion. But so, you don't support how Trump's trying to interpret birthright citizenship? Because I do, like me and a lot of Black Americans do.
Okay. Well, two things. Number one, I don't think I don't think Donald Trump should be interpreting any law because that's not his job. I think the people who interpret, like Jesus Christ, like the people who interpret the law are the judicial branch, and they have interpreted said constitutional amendment many times, and they have come to the same conclusion over and over again, which is birthright citizenship is a right. Donald Trump can have a opinion on that, but he's certainly not qualified to interpret it or interpret the Constitution. And so, for that reason, and a variety of other reasons, because this has been determined by the court, birthright citizenship exists. It's constitutional, and it should continue to be constitutional.
I'm not denying that. Trust me, I support that idea.
Wait, but you just said you did.
No, I support the way he wants it to be interpreted. This which it only applies to Black Americans descended of slaves in America or descended of freemen.
Wait, I'm sorry.
And I feel like that's the proper way to it being interpreted, because it has been misused.
Wait, so Donald Trump wants it interpreted how?
To be only applied to Black Americans, descendants of slaves in America.
Okay. I mean,
That's the way he wanted to be interpreted.
where'd you hear that? Where'd you hear that?
That's basically every time he speaks about birthright citizenship, he says it was meant for the babies of slaves. It was meant for the babies of slaves. That's exactly how he said it. So I mean, I support that. That's one thing I do support. I mean, I voted for Trump. I don't like everything he do, but when it comes down to how he wants that to be interpreted in immigration, yes, I'm in Texas. Of course, I support it. You know what I'm saying? Plus, most immigrants, when they come to America, they are placed in the Black community, so that continues to put more suffering on the Black community. That's why I like that. Why not?
Placed?
Yeah. Most like when you look at what my Governor Hot Wheels Greg Abbott did, taking the immigrants from the Texas border and sending them to all sanctuary cities, and most of those sanctuary cities, they was placed within the Black community. Chicago, they was placed in the Black community. New York, they was placed within the Black community. So I mean, yeah, it adds on to the already suffering that my community goes through anyway, in the limited resources we already have.
Have we talked before?
No, sir. This is my first time being on your platform.
Got it. Okay, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, you don't think that's a righteous thing to do, at least for America to do, to ensure that the law is practiced the right way, especially since the law hasn't always been favorable towards the Black community. It's always one-sided.
When you say the law,
we can at least have
when you say the law should be practiced the right way, what do you mean by that?
I mean, when you look at the crime rate and how people are criminalized, you have Black people in the Black community they go to jail way more for some of the non-violent things, just like you have,
yeah.
white
No,
people.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm saying, wait, I'm sorry.
Main reason why Democrats was pushing to stop and frisk back in the day was because police was stopping Black Americans, but now they're trying to put the SAVE Act like we don't have ID, but that's the whole reason stopping frisk ensured that Black Americans kept some type of identification on them. So
I wouldn't consider the SAVE Act a voter ID bill.
I mean that's what some Democrats try to push it as.
No, I think most Democrats. Well, I think
forcing people to get identification.
Well, actually, I think most Democrats are saying, and they might not be communicating the best way, but they're saying that you have to have certain identification to register to vote, and so it's really a proof of citizenship bill as opposed to a voter ID bill. One example of this is like if to register to vote, you would have to show a passport or a birth certificate. 50% of Americans don't have a passport, and millions of Americans do not readily have accessible something like a birth certificate. So that right there is making.
I mean, not in the Black community. We make sure we have our documents.
Okay, I mean,
it's historically proven that that we don't have our documents is detrimental to us.
Yeah, and I believe that. I think that regardless of demographic, I think just like making it harder for people to vote is a bad idea. Like I'm someone who. UPS recently lost my original birth certificate in the mail, and I didn't get a passport until this year. And I just moved to a new state. If the SAVE Act would have passed last year, I don't even know what I would do. I might not be able to register to vote. And so, again, it's stuff like
go downtown and be an adult and make sure you handle your business. That's what you
go pay to get a new birth certificate.
Yes, it's $25. And then in most states, they at least give you one or two for free if you're in poverty.
Okay, so a couple things. Like A, I don't think we shouldn't add any cost to vote. But B, again, all of this is based on the idea that there is some problem with our system now, and there isn't. The entire idea of hold on. The idea of the SAVE Act is based on some premise that there's fraud and we need to secure our elections. There is not a single shred of evidence of even close to mass voter fraud. It doesn't exist. So at no level do I support making it harder in any capacity, meaning waiting in lines, meaning paying money for people to vote and or register to vote. I don't know why I don't see why it's a problem to register to vote with a driver's license, even if it's not a real ID, but a driver's license issued by a state in 2015 wouldn't be, apparently you can't use that to register to vote. We're creating all sorts of hurdles to vote based on an idea that there is fraud. There is no fraud, not a single shred of evidence. The only reason the bill exists is to make it harder for people to vote and to give Donald Trump and the federal government more power over our elections. Because I think if Donald Trump had it his way, he would steal the election if he could, because he cares most about power. There was also a 17-page.
This is fear-mongering.
It's not really. Well, first two things. Hold on. Two things. Number one, there's a 17-page draft of an executive order that got leaked that's been circulating in the White House that would declare a national emergency and give Donald Trump full control over elections, and would force, and I read the 17-page executive order, would force everybody to re-register to vote to be able to vote in 2026, and the federal government would have control over those voter rolls. That's scary as shit. That's number one. He would have there's no way he has the authority to do that. Well,
it doesn't scare me.
Number one. That executive order clearly exists in the White House. Number two, there's no way it's fear-mongering if in 2020 he tried every legal and illegal method to overthrow an election. He tried everything he possibly could to do it. How would it be fear-mongering to suggest you want to try again?
Do it. I mean, you see people assuming that the Democrats was doing the RFK and to the black dude that was running. I mean, both sides do it.
What?
I mean, both sides are the same. They corrupt. This is what they do.
Okay, I don't think anyone else, any other administration, Republican or Democrat, has tried to overthrow an election.
I mean, look, if you look at the history of Biden is a staunch racist. That's the main reason why I didn't vote for him. I knew he was a racist. My elders told me he was a racist.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's just an undercover racist. The liberals and Democrats are behind-the-scenes racists where legally they make it harder for minorities, when Republicans are just outward and more boastful racists, and they just don't want to be around anybody. Which I'd rather be around that type of racist than a racist that's going to stab me in the back, like most Democrats have done to black people for generations.
Okay. I mean, I certainly think this country has had a massive problem with racism.
I mean, it's steeped in the history of it. That's what makes this country great. Kind of sort of.
Racism?
Yeah, kind of sort of in a good and bad way. That's what kind of make this country great. Because people come here to partake in the racism. When you look at the history of the Hispanic community, they fought historically to be identified as white. All immigrant classes before the Hispanics became white, like the Irish, the Italians, they all fought to be white. That's why they're white adjacent and not considered WASP. You know what I'm saying? Or heritage Americans, the new term that a lot of these people on the right like to push. I mean, hey, I just
Listen, that guest, I'm not gonna, the last part of what he said, I have no idea, okay? He's generally respectful. I appreciate you coming up and sharing your thoughts and being respectful while you do it. The whole, like, I don't even know about the last part. Chat, I've actually, like, completely, as you probably saw in that last debate, as I was trying to source information in my giant fucking head about 17-page executive orders that give the federal government unprecedented authority over our elections. I am fucking tired, okay? I'm out of steam. I really hit a wall there in the last, like, 5 minutes. And I'm going to be honest, I can hit a wall, and I think that people don't understand this. It's really, it's interesting to me, though, because I feel it. Like, I can hit a wall and watch TV for 20 minutes. Hitting a wall and trying to, like, gather, like, trying to consistently source information about politics just because, like, it's like I'm fucking I can feel my individual brain molecules, like, pulling in every direction because I'm like, fuck, okay, what topic are we going to next? And then I'm, like, sourcing as much as I can fucking remember, and then I'm fucking it up. I've got to go to bed. This was really fun tonight, though. Like, truly, this was one of AJ. Shout out to you. Thanks for being here. This was one of the most fun lives I've had in a while. I cannot tell you how much I love and appreciate everybody. And I got on earlier. I got on at 11. Okay, and it really made the difference. Maybe next time we could try for like 9. But man, you guys were so incredible. So amazing. So, like, unbelievable. It's hard to describe. I appreciate, and Vanessa, thank you. Maddie, thanks for being here. Brad, incredible. Jason and Jafer. Jason fell asleep, but said to say he loves you. I love Jason. What a guy. I love all of you so much. You guys are the best. Rochelle, thanks for being here. Bringing good vibes. I appreciate you. Carrie, you're the best. It was entertaining. It was fun. Thanks for the YouTube side. Crazy viewership. I'm going to leave this up on YouTube. You can rewatch the whole live if you want. If you're interested. I don't know. Apparently people do that. So if you want to rewatch live, it'll be up, the entire thing on YouTube. Joanne, you're the best. No LeBron debate. What debate? LeBron's a GOAT. There's no debate there. Really quickly, I feel really bad because, well, first of all, Brent, thanks for another $5 on Venmo. It literally means the world. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Couple things. Brent, thank you so much for another $5. You're literally incredible. I never take that for granted. Alexander asked, did you get a cat? Not yet. Okay. There's a thought. But the other thing is, the other day, I started going down a thinking lane. I said, wait a second. What about a dog, though? What about a little wiener dog? Well, I'm going to let the chat sit on that for a second. Brent, thank you so much for $5. It means the world, truly. I don't take it for granted. Thank you. You have no idea how much that topic needs to be brought up. Thank you. No, thank you, Brent. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yo, Brandy, excuse me. Thank you so much. Alicia, good night. You're the best. Tess says get a dog. Both? I support the dog idea. A lot of people saying cat, though. I'd say it's majority cat. But also, we might have to do a recount of the votes. There's fraud. A big fraud. I saw it. They were stuffing the cat ballot. I'm not funny. I think I'm funny. I'm not funny. I also really want to apologize because while I was falling asleep and trying to do that, the one Pixie M sent literally $20 saying, I'd love to join as a mom. Can I please join as a mom who didn't do the right thing? Another pay to talk to you now. Well, first of all, Pixie, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, KK, not funny enough. I want to say from the bottom of my heart how much I really, really appreciate your support. I'm really sorry I didn't see that earlier because I know you want to be a part of that discussion. I'm so out of steam. Like truly, I hate saying no to things. I really do. But I have to go to bed. I'm so burnt. Alicia, you're very kind. But I promise next time we can make it happen. And I really appreciate that level of support from the bottom of my heart, truly. Like, I can't say it enough. You're very kind. It means the world. I never take it for granted, truly. I mean it. And I apologize. I apologize for being so tired. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. Truly. Pixie, I'm very sorry. John B., I love you. Thanks for being here. Damn, you're still here. You're the best. Phoebe, you're the best. Thank you. Sleep deprived, I know, Phoebe. Please adopt whatever. Of course. Adopt, don't shop. Of course. Bren. KK, thank you. AJ. And then lastly, you don't have to say my name again. I'm applying for a position. Interesting. Well, here's the thing. You know, I don't talk about it much publicly because, you know, just like not what you do. But obviously I have some internal, I know a lot of DC folks. I've been to the White House once or twice. I've heard of some people. I stay out of the DC bubble and the drama. I don't know if you get that vibe from me, but I don't really fuck with the whole rat race thing. Most people I meet around, Jesus, that scared me. Most people I meet around DC, yo, May, if you're the best, thanks for coming up. Most people I meet around DC and like the bubble ordeal are just like, I can't do it. Like, I just can't be with that type of group of people. I hear about drama and I'm like, you all be safe. I'm just focused on politics. But to your question about this individual, you know, this person actually went viral very recently, not for the right reasons because of some TikTok that they made that they were upset about, this congressperson, that people were upset about. For the record of people being all upset about it, like, I didn't really understand. Most people that get upset about things on the internet, even in democratic spaces, 90% of the time, I'm like, man, it's just, who gives a fuck? I tend to be a pretty, just like, you know, who cares? But in all honesty, all that to say, to give you your fullness, I actually don't know much about this individual. I think you should do it. I think you should apply. I think you should see what happens. I'm sure she's great. But I've never met her. And I don't know much. Met a lot of great Congress individuals, a lot of great senators and such. I'm very lucky, but not familiar. But you should apply. Just go for it. And thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate you. If I learned anything, I'll let you know. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. All right, lastly, I'll say one thing before I go to bed, because someone mentioned I was sleep deprived. So this is going to be another moment of me being vulnerable. I'll give you, of course, Haley. I apologize. I'm sorry. I wish I knew more. Maybe I'll ask around. I'll send some text. Maybe I'll hop on live and see what I come up with. Mads, I'm sorry. All right, last thing here. I'm going to be vulnerable again. I tend to be a pretty open person. Okay, hold up. So, here's the thing, chat. Hold up. So here's the thing, chat. So, you know, people are like, Chris, sleep deprived part a billion before I go to bed. Yes. And here's the thing. My sleep has always been, you know, actually pretty good. I've never really had many problems sleeping until recently. It's been bad. And I used to take a medication people may be familiar with, okay? It's called Seroquel. And the thing is, it shouldn't be prescribed for sleep, but it is too often. It wasn't prescribed to me for sleep. It was prescribed to me for other, you know, anxiety issues. It's technically an antipsychotic. This is a long story. But I used to take a very low dose of Seroquel. Good night, Maddie. And trazodone, similar, Jafer, similar stuff. And I stopped because fuck that. And so now I don't take anything for sleep. And I don't remember the last time I slept more than like 4 hours at a time. Now, here's the thing. I'll sleep in a night like 10 hours, okay? I'm tired all the time. I think that's like an ADHD problem. But I'll sleep like 10 hours. It's just I wake up a billion times throughout the middle of the night, okay? It's the goddamn worst. So we're trying something new. And this is why we like science. Yeah, it turns you into a zombie. That it does. The Trump Reaper, I feel for you, okay? And thanks for being here. Thank you for sharing that. It does. I was a zombie many times. It is hard to get off of, Haley. Yes. Oh, Haley, I'm sorry. Listen, you can do it. I believe in you, okay? Don't be too hard on yourself. It was hard, but I did it. I believe in you, and I'm proud of you. It does make you eat a lot. I agree with that too. It makes you so hungry. The hunger is next level on Seroquel. If you know, you know. Okay, Haley, you can do it. I believe in you though. And I had to try it once, and then I had to wait like a year, and then I got off. I tried it again, and it was better. Bro, this was literally my thing about getting off Seroquel is I would wake up and just eat. I'd run through anything, dude. So anyways, someone said I want to get off it. So speaking of getting off of it, because Seroquel has, well, it's like I think it's a generation 1 antipsychotic maybe, but you know, like trazodone, like other things, has its potential side effects, some long-term use side effects potentially, some other, you know, it's playing on dopamine. So there's a very, for people who want to get off of it, and now I'm trying this, okay? There's a very new type of drug that was FDA approved, and don't worry, not FDA approved under the Trump administration. I would not do something like that to myself. I'm not even lying. I would certainly be cautious. FDA approved in 2014, but was not readily prescribed these type of medications until very recently. And they're called, wait, I don't want to fucking, wait, I feel like I'm going to fuck up the name. Hold on a second, chat. I'm going to fuck up the name because I literally just forgot it because I'm so tired. I'm sorry, Chad. This was really like kind of anticlimactic because I was like, okay, that's right. All right. So, FDA approved in 2014, not readily prescribed till recently, and readily is a pretty intense word because they're really fucking expensive because they're very new science. But they're called DORA drugs. There's 3 that are FDA approved. DORA drugs, DORA. Okay. And what they do is, as opposed to literally every other thing that makes you tired by making you tired. Seroquel, trazodone, melatonin is obviously like, you know, I know everyone's taking melatonin, going to increase the melatonin in your body, or Benadryl or any of these things. DORA is they essentially created a set of substances that play on the part of your brain, play on the wakefulness part of your brain. And so as opposed to like adding, let's say in this, I'm going to like keep it really simple because I'm not a doctor. As opposed to adding melatonin to your system like melatonin does, and then you're kind of a zombie. DORA drugs, I shouldn't say that, we're on TikTok. DORA drugs play on the wakefulness part of your brain, and they turn the volume down, and then they just back off. So they go to the receptors that are telling you like stay awake, and your brain's running, and they turn them down, and then they back off. And what ends up taking hold is sleepiness. And so these drugs are much better long-term. They have not the same long-term side effects, and they're much better at regulating REM sleep. And there has been very promising clinical trials, get this, that they actually help in the fight against Alzheimer's and dementia, because when they're studying Alzheimer's patients who take these drugs, it's so good at regulating your sleep that those brains seem to be getting much better rest, and then much better to, you know, potentially get rid of harmful proteins that are causing the dementia and the Alzheimer's. All that to say, it's really cool science. DORA drugs, DORA, all caps. There's 3 that are FDA approved. Yes, dual orexin, excuse me. Orexin sounds like an interesting word. Dude, I'm literally 12 years old. Dual orexin receptor antagonist, DORA. Very new, okay? And Belsomra was the first one that was ever prescribed. That was ever FDA approved. And I have it. And I've only taken it once, and I'm about to take it again. And I'll come back to you as somebody who was a former Seroquel, never sleeps anyone ever. DORA, we'll see. Now, did my insurance approve it? No. Is it unbelievably fucking expensive? Yes. Am I working on that? Yes. But if you talk to your psychiatrist, be like, yo, what do you think of DORA? And sir, that's right. I feel it. Hills. I feel it. I'm hoping for the best. So, see what happens. All right. With this in mind, with you now telling you about my psychiatrist journey, because I'm way too open on the internet. You know what my management company? You guys know I'm like being employed full time. Like I have a management company that takes 20% of my money. They don't take it. They provide services, and I give them services. And they respond to my emails and stuff. But they also do, you know, like advise. They'll advise me. You know, you shouldn't tell. I know you really want to be open on the internet, but you know, anything you say can be can be like used against you one day if you decide to like run for Congress. And I'm like, yeah, but fuck that. I like being open on the internet. I think it helps people. So now that, you know, this will probably get some massive lawsuit for being horrible, and then I'll get questioned about it on a congressional stage, but it's worth it. I hope me being open about my mental health helps you in some way. And I'm sorry if you take Seroquel because it's a fucking brutal drug. If you need PR, let me know. Man, will I ever. Tell them the chat says to leave you alone. I will tell them. Mads, the day you stop being open is the day unfollow. Deal. I won't stop. They don't tell me I shouldn't. They don't tell me to say or not say anything. They just advise. I mean, technically management, you know, works. If you have a management company, they work for you, you know. So, you know, give them my money. You guys are the best. Gail, you're very kind. All right, guys, I'm going to bed now. Thanks for all the love tonight. You guys are the best. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, Nat, you're so fucking kind, man. You guys make me smile. I'm going to bed. I love each and every one of you. Be safe, be easy. Thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart for all the love. Vanessa, Taylor, Bren, Carrie, Jacket, Piper's mom, Jafer, get some rest. Hope Jason's good. Brandy, is that a Lachlan maybe? Lachlan, good night. Be safe. Phoebe, Gail, Haley, thanks for all the love. Kit, it's always a pleasure. Mads, thanks for all the love. And on YouTube, TJ, thanks for Ask Your Prescriber. Gabapentin, I've had Gabapentin before. I don't know if the Gabapentin does much for sleep in mine. Good ask about Gabapentin. Gab is for nerve stuff. It can also be like off-label for anxiety. I think I took it at one point. Anyways, long time ago. YouTube, thanks for all the love. TJ, thanks for coming, Power of Mars God. And man, you guys showed some serious love on YouTube. It was crazy. And Project Constitution sent me $20 in the YouTube chat and said, do you want to talk? Send me a link. I'm actually really sorry I missed that, but thank you so much. Maybe next time, if I can make it happen. Thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart for everybody. All right, I'm off to bed. I love you guys. You're the best. Everyone be safe, be easy. This entire stream is on YouTube if you want to rewatch. Mwah.